This sound is going, this sound is going, game's going. We're looking good. Luncherous. We had a great lunch today. We went and got sandwiches. Damn good sandwiches. Oh. My apologies. Wish I had a mute button that could hit real quick. Well, I understand you are the judicial assistant to the defense, but why this sudden ingress into my court? I'm not going to be doing the voices again this time, because I don't remember which voices I was doing for every character, and also because it was very difficult. Got a full bottle of water, carry me through. We're just going to be chatting. Ah, judicial assistant, and a woman no less. The rules state, females are not permitted to this court of law other than to testify. Not you, dude. What year was this? It was like 1900 something? Early 1900s? Yes, I fully understand. I ask only for 5 minutes of time. I have some vital evidence that I must hand over to the defense. Ah, you're too late, little girl. This trial has already been concluded. 5 minutes. I will not allow a moment more. But, Your Excellency! Get fucked, ouchie. She's most grateful. Who exactly are you? I'm sorry, there's no time. Please, simply accept this for now. What's it? A report about something. Written in English. I don't speak English. I gotta be honest, guys, I'm not so good at it myself. It's Josiah Brett's research. The English ones. After the trial resumed earlier, I hurried back to the university. I went to Dr. Wilson's laboratory in the medical faculty, borrowed this paper. Oh, yes, that's right. Miss Brett was studying under the professor, wasn't she? So, does this research, whatever it is, have something to do with the case? Near the end of the 19th century, dawn the 20th. Yeah, late 1800s, early 19th. I'm afraid I don't know. I haven't been able to listen to the proceedings of the trial myself. Oh, no, of course not. Special characteristics of curare and its effects on human subjects. Interesting. Curare? What's that? Curare. I've never heard that word before. Time's up. Prosecution demands the immediate removal of this female trespasser from the courtroom. There was too little time for me to read it in detail, but I've summarized what I could on a note just inside the cover. If you think it could be valuable, please cast your eye over it. This is wonderful, thank you. Josiah's report has been entered into the court record. Bye then, and good luck. Thank you, woman. Thank you, Sasato. You have heard long enough, Counsel. We cannot detain our English guest any longer. I ask the prosecution and the defense now, one last time. Does either side have any further evidence to present to the court? Presume not, but... The prosecution has made its case convincingly enough already. Nothing more to add, Your Excellency. Yonosuke, we're out of options here. This really is our very last chance. Yes, I know. Your Excellency, the defense does have new evidence. That look. The unyielding stare of a true Japanese warrior. Well, Miss Brett? Yes, Your Excellency? If you wouldn't mind, perhaps you could grace us with your presence a little longer? It's a delightful invitation, but I'm afraid... It's not so very long until tea time. I'll have to politely decline. Forgive me, Miss Brett. It seems I wasn't clear. It was phrased as a question, however... I must ask you to treat that as an order. Get fucked. I've said it many times before, but the Japanese language makes no sense. My apologies, dear lady. So, Counsel. What is this new evidence that demands the court's attention? It's my university collar pin. The proof that I'm the student at the Imperial Yume University. Hey, Paramedian. A little bit of Ace Attorney. Let's have a little look-see. Can I examine it? Curare is a poison made from the bark of certain trees in the jungles of South America. Hunters of the region have used it since ancient times to incapacitate their prey. Good place to keep your phylactery? None of your business. That's secret lich business. But if I was pressed for an answer, I might say extra-dimensional space to which only you can teleport. Instant paralysis of the entire body and subsequent death, even in minute doses. We made the whole moon your phylactery. Take that, Obama. I'm gonna phylacterize the moon. The above-mentioned effects occur when the poison enters the body through a wound, such as that inflicted by a blowpipe dart. Due to its ability to render the human body paralytic, it is believed that the toxin could have application as an anesthetic. However, a solution for the respiratory arrest caused as a result of the full body paralysis must be found first, or patients would die of suffocation. Yeah, that's bad. That's bad. Present.
Yes!
Yes. Mr. Zalbrett. We understand you are studying under Dr. Wilson at Yume University, doing research. Research, by sheer coincidence perhaps, into a deadly poison. Poison? Where are you going with this, Counsel? A toxin known as curare, Your Excellency. Even the slightest amount of this deadly poison entering the body leads to instant death.
Objection!
What complete and utter nonsense? Curare, you say? I've never even heard of it. You wouldn't have done. What do you mean? I mean that you wouldn't have heard of curare before for one very simple reason. It doesn't exist in our country. It doesn't exist? Correct. Which means, no matter what tests the police can do for toxins, they never identify curare. Why? Because there is no test available here that can identify the presence of this highly deadly poison. What? Order. Counsel, does this deadly poison truly exist? According to this report, authored by the visiting research student from England, curare has long been used by the tribespeople of South America as a poison to lace their arrows. It seems that it's reasonably well known among European doctors and scientists to lace their arrows. The report states that it is produced from the extract of a tree that grows deep in the Amazonian jungle, and it was first brought back to Europe at the turn of the century by explorers. It claims that animals shot by arrows laced with curare suffer instant death. Doesn't that about sum it up, Miss Brett?
Objection!
Trumpery! These aspersions are utter trumpery. To start with, if the victim had been administered some of this so-called deadly poison, he would have been squirming and writhing in pain. The other diners would have surely noticed. That's true. What do you say to that, Inspector? Obviously, I would have noticed a disturbance like that. I don't remember anything like that either. I didn't notice the professor being in any kind of pain. I According to this, however, it's the other way around. What do you mean, the other way around? The very fact that the victim didn't show any visible signs of distress is evidence that curare was used. Explain yourself, Counsel. Hang on. Anyway. He's aura farming at court, because that's just how he is. It's the best place to farm aura. There's lots of it spare, and it's good growing ground for aura? I don't know. Don't worry about the wind. The wind is fine. The moment this toxin enters a person's system, it causes instant paralysis. In other words, afflicted victims lose all strength and are completely unable to move. Even if they were in total agony, there would be no visible signs of pain at all. How terrible. Obviously, if a man lost all strength in his muscles, he'd collapse on the floor. But with a chair under him for support, as Dr. Wilson did, the effects could go largely unnoticed. But I don't follow, Kazuma. That's just paralysis. I thought the poison caused instant death. The full explanation is extremely unpleasant. The poison causes immediate paralysis, as I said, leaving the victim unable to move. But after a short time, the paralysis is so severe it causes the muscles that control respiration to fail. Respiration. In other words, the actual cause of death is suffocation. And all the while, the victim is conscious and aware, just unable to move. That's hideous. To the observer, it would look almost like the victim was slipping peacefully into an endless sleep. But for the victim himself, his final moments would be a living hell. That is the true nature of this deadly curare poison. And you're suggesting that this bottle, Counsel, actually contains this terrifying poison?
Objection!
This is all very convenient, isn't it? A hitherto unknown poison for which there is no means of testing? What a happy tale for the defense. Ahem, if I may. All these facts. You think you're so clever, but you must be taught some It is you who must be taught. Of course. Dear lady. Shut up! So, this is how you Japanese behave, is it? What? You steal another's honest hard work and then announce the results as if you had discovered them? I'm appalled. What a loathsome act! Well, Miss Brett, the feeling is mutual. Whatever do you mean? Capitalizing on the unfortunate circumstances of an innocent man to frame him for a heinous crime? Really is a loathsome act. Wouldn't you agree?
Objection!
Enough of this. I, for one, refuse to accept it. The idea of some poison that doesn't even exist in the Great Empire of Japan is breaking the rules. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. What's so funny? Oh, excuse me. Your Excellency. Yes, Miss Brett. May I borrow that bottle for a moment, please? Well, yes, I don't see, why not? Don't get too big for your boots, you insignificant little island boys. Sorry? To an Englishwoman such as myself, This whole affair is a farcical comedy. All of the police games and these foolish courtroom antics. It's laughable, really. Oh. But I'm getting bored of it all now. It's time for the games to end. Cheers. Wait, what are you doing? No sparkle left at all. How appropriate for this shabby affair. Goodness. Whatever is the matter? You all look quite stunned. So, no curare. The bottle was clean. Is that what you're saying? Ha 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 ha! You look quite incredulous, little boy. But of course, that's the simple truth. Thank you for presenting the findings of my research so concisely here in this grand venue. Most kind. Grrr. Thank you, waiter. Now then, Your Excellency. Yes, Miss Brett. I should like to be excused now, please. I think I've given more than enough of my time for the furtherance of friendship between our countries. Ah, yes, dear lady. We are most gratified with all the assistance you have given. This doesn't make sense. There had to have been poison in that bottle. So how? How did she swallow a whole glass and live to tell the tale? I don't understand it. Well, I suppose if nothing else, this little Far Eastern charade will make for interesting conversation at the next party I attend in London. There has to have been poison in that bottle, isn't there? But there can't have been, because otherwise she would have keeled over dead. Come on, Ryunosuke. We have all the clues now. A bottle of water. Yeah, so, choices are, it has poison and she's already taken an antidote, or it contains no poison and she poisoned the glass or the steak or something. Can we get a hint from the record? Bottle's got like 2 layers of that and then 3. And looks like all that. And that. Yeah. Pretty much the same. Maybe an argument made for it's corked, so the water didn't come from that bottle? That'd be kind of weird. Yeah, okay, so maybe something to do with why did she take the glass? Because it was just the glass that was poisoned, so she was hiding that. That might be the way to go. Let's try that. Bottle contains no poison. She poisoned the glass and then took the glass. About the evidence. As I thought, there is no poison in that bottle. What? Why, Ryunosuke? Isn't it obvious? If there was poison in there, she'd be dead by now. That's true, probably. Sometimes your unadulterated naivete really astounds me. Hang on, let's try this other thing. We've already done it now, but in the report, is there any known cure? I think there wasn't. Poison enters. Yeah, over here. Solution for the respiratory arrest caused as a blah 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 must be found first. So there isn't a cure or a one of them, you know, the things. Anti-venom, antitoxin that you'd be able to take and survive. So yeah, poisoned glass. Sometimes it's in need of good staining, until it's dark as your uniform in the ways of the world. Oh, is that what this color is supposed to represent? That was a guileless ending to a promising line of inquiry, Council, for which you will be penalized. No, it was wrong. Ah, this whole trial is poisoned. There has to have been poison in that bottle, wasn't there? Oh, but that's what her research was. Her research was to find stuff. The culprit did put curare poison into Dr. Wilson's carbonated water. The defense refuses to change its position. You're serious.
Objection!
Fool, are you blind? There is no possible way that bottle could contain poison. I mean, we just saw Miss Brett drinking the water from it. Did we? She turned her head sideways. She just pour water all over her shoulder. That's right, which rather complicates your argument, I think. I believe that complication can be explained. How, exactly? I need to think through all the things that don't quite add up here, one by one. I'm sure the answer is in the evidence we have in the court record somewhere. It has to be. Very well. If the defense truly intends to assert this claim, I must ask you to support the assertion with evidence. What explains how the witness was able to consume the supposedly poisoned water unscathed? Oof. Fucking no. The fact that she was researching it? Maybe she found a thing and hasn't written it down? Mental paralysis, blah blah blah. Oh! Its only effects is when it's into the blood. Ingesting it isn't a problem. Her own report. The answer to this riddle is right here in Miss Brett's own research report.
Objection!
Ooh, got him. That's not a valid explanation. No? After all, we don't speak English. That report is utter gibberish. This impudent young scoundrel is trying to ridicule the court, Your Excellency. I'm not trying to ridicule anyone, honest. I'm just reading Sasato-san's notes. I concur. This report is too extensive to be considered in its entirety by the court. You will direct us to the pertinent section, Counsel. Which section of the report reveals the alleged answer to this riddle? Oh, fuck. Can I read it again? Special characteristics. We've been hearing a lot about this curare poison, and it's left me curious about something. Oh, Counsel? Well, it sounds as though indigenous hunters have been using this poison for years and years. To lace the heads of the arrows that they shoot at whatever prey they're hunting. And if they have to eat the prey, then they would get poisoned, unless it was fine to eat. To ingest. So we've been led to believe, yes. And the point of hunting is to catch prey to eat. Get to the point, please. But if they were to use these laced arrows, doesn't that mean there will be traces of poison left in the prey the hunters were going to eat? Yes, good point. So surely the hunters wouldn't want to eat their prey, would they? Because then they'd be eating poison. Good gracious, Counsel! No, that would be madness. But I actually found the answer to that conundrum in this research paper here. Under special characteristics, it says this. The poison starts to work after entering the body through a wound. Through a wound, you say? I see, that makes sense. Yes, the mention of that particular detail seemed a little strange to me, though. But it all makes sense when you interpret what's written like this. When curare enters the body through an open wound, it has terrifying poisonous effects. However, when it enters the body via the mouth, it has no poisonous effects whatsoever. But then you can't argue that he was poisoned through the glass, the water. Ah, but he had dental work done, so he had an open wound in his mouth. Miss Brett, you authored this research. You knew Kurari's special characteristics. And you knew that you could make a spectacle of drinking that water without any danger to yourself. You meddling little... It's a real swan? It's a living swan? Well, Yonosuke, it turns out you're an even better lawyer than I thought you'd be. Really? Me? A lawyer?
Objection!
All this poison talk is fascinating, I'm sure. But I fail to see how it possibly... That's good. So, the ill-bred little puppy has a new toy to play with. Some facts he read in a book. But I'm afraid knowledge doesn't suit you, little boy. It only makes you look silly. What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say? Your schoolboyish logic has a fatal flaw. It's good. Schoolboyish. Flaw? As even your brain has managed to deduce. Even your brain has managed to deduce Kurari is safe to ingest. It seems likely that its effects are neutralized by the acidic nature of the gastric succus. Oh, yes. Well, of course. Trick suckers? What are they? So, if this lethal poison is completely harmless when drunk, the professor wouldn't have died when he swallowed it, would he? Ah! Right. Good gracious! That's basic science. Science that even a schoolboy should be able to understand, no? Order! Order in court! Order! The logic holds. If the lady and the professor drank the same poison, they would be affected in the same way. Are you trying to suggest? Yes! This Kurari poison is completely irrelevant to the case on trial. That's right. Surely even a little cockroach like you could understand something as simple as that. What is this welling up inside me? Have you stopped time? I've never felt like this before. It's a sort of conviction to break down all the discrepancies. It's so intense, almost rage-like. And more than anything else, it's an animalistic desire to take down my prey.
Objection!
I don't think so, Miss Giselle Brett. How dare you use that tone with me? You know very well that there is no fatal flaw here. You know exactly why, even though both you and the victim swallowed the same poison. You were alive, but Dr. Wilson is dead. Counsel, I'm sure I don't need to remind you. You must provide compelling evidence. As we now know that this poison is completely harmless when ingested. Why would Dr. Wilson alone have been killed by the Kurari? Dental report card.
Take that!
Take that! As Miss Brett so readily pointed out, she drank the same water as the professor. However, there's a fundamental and fatal difference between the two diners. A fatal difference. The toxic effects of Kurari are only felt when the poison enters the body through an open wound. So, for a healthy person with no injuries, drinking it is completely harmless. But what if there was a wound inside the mouth of the person drinking the poisoned water? Inside? Yes, like the wound you might have if you had just been to the dentist and had had a tooth extracted, for example. Ah! Miss Brett, you've acknowledged many times in your testimony already that you were well aware of Dr. Wilson's dental appointment that day. Ah! So that's it. You used that knowledge to orchestrate this. Is she laughing? I don't like to repeat myself, but honestly, I can't resist. These childish courtroom games and your half-baked arguments are all so puerile. What? What do you mean? Don't worry, little schoolboy. You will find out soon enough. You see, when you leave vital evidence lying around, you never know what might happen to it. No! I mean, it could just slip. Oh dear, I destroyed evidence during the trial. What a terrible case of events. Five Penny, gotta run. Oh, this is the most exciting part of the case. I can't not. It's getting crazy here. I'm doing my best. I'm afraid some crucial evidence may have just been tragically destroyed. No! What is it? What just happened? It's the English woman. She just smashed that bottle. And in the Supreme Court. What a terrible blunder. Officer, what are you waiting for? Collect up as much of the water from that broken bottle as possible, at once. You're wasting your time. This delightful carpet under my feet here was a gift from the British Empire. I assure you, it will soak up the water beautifully. You have neither the technology nor the presence of mind to recover it. How could you? You won't get away with this. You can thump the bench and shout as much as you like, little boy. But I'm afraid we'll never know now, will we? If there really was poison in the bottle, or not. You. And let us not forget, we still have some very compelling evidence left intact. Isn't that right, counsel for the prosecution? Oh, of course, of course! You're referring to this photographic print, I presume, dear lady. That's right. And really, looking at this photograph, it's as clear as day, isn't it? The poor professor was sitting with his back to me. So of course the only person who could have shot him from the front is the little schoolboy. Objection! No, you killed the victim that day, using pure error. And then, in order to frame Yunosuke Naruhodo for the crime, you waited until he picked up the pistol you'd arranged for him to find on the floor, before you shot the professor's dead body in the chest with your own hidden gun. Then, in the confusion that followed, all you had to do was turn the dead professor and his chair around. You see, you had every opportunity to commit this crime. Heh! What a wonderful imagination you have, young man. Ah. A hidden gun, you say? And I shot the professor's dead body, did I? Well, I'm terribly sorry, but you don't have a shred of evidence. Exactly! And as you have nothing to support your wild claims, the prosecution's stance remains unchanged. The victim, Dr. John H. Wilson, was killed by a gunshot to the chest. Delivered in cold blood by the accused, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Ugh. This is unbelievable. How can this be happening? We had her, but now, is she really going to get away with it? The way she destroyed that evidence was obscene. Yunosuke. Yes. We've come this far, but now you're the only one who can finish it. What? What do you mean? We've lost a vital piece of evidence, it's true. So if there are any clues left for us to use now, they must be in your head. In my head. You told me before that your powers of observation were the one thing you could really depend on. Well, yes, that's true, but I didn't manage to notice that this woman was a foreigner with a swan on her head. But think back again now. Try to remember every last detail about the scene that day. Everything you saw, everything you felt, every color, every smell. What I saw, what I felt. Every color. Is Cosmo right? Somewhere in the vibrant memory of this same scene in my head. Would there be another clue to expose the identity of Dr. Wilson's killer? Yeah. So he spilled his tomato sauce. Actually, Cosmo, I I think I might have something. Thinking back over everything I saw, I think I might have uncovered another clue. Haha, you always have something up your sleeve, don't you? We're on scare. Come on then, let's wipe the smug smile off that Englishwoman's face with some evidence. Alright, I can't wait. It's been niggling me for a while that something feels amiss in my memories that day. Whatever it is could be the key to arriving at the truth about all this. It's here somewhere. The clue that shows who Dr. Wilson's real killer must have been is... I don't remember how to...
Take that!
Inspector Hosonaga, answer me this. Yes, what is it? Ugh, he's still miles away. Probably thinking about that bottle being smashed. As you've said a number of times now, you strive for perfection in your investigations, don't you? Absolutely. I wonder, therefore, if perhaps you took anything else from the scene of the crime. Like, for instance, the plate of steak that you took to the victim's table that day.
Objection!
Wait a minute, where are you going with... Where are you going with this, little boy? It's just a memory that's been troubling me. What memory? I saw the scene shown in this photographic print with my own eyes that day. And I saw that on the wooden base of the plate that the steak was served on was a spattering of blood. What? Oh, really? And what of it? Obviously that must have happened when you shot the professor. No, that can't be the case. Take a good look at the photograph, and the relative position of everything there. The plate of steak is almost directly behind the victim. I'm supposed to have shot Dr. Wilson in the chest from the front, with no exit wound. There's no way that blood from the victim could have ended up directly behind him. Ah! Yes. For blood to have made it onto the plate, it implies the plate was between the victim and the shooter. Which means the shooter must have been sitting opposite the professor, as you were. Josiah Brett. I beg your pardon?
Objection!
This is beyond ridiculous. Fabricated nonsense. Is the court seriously expecting to believe something the accused has apparently just remembered seeing?
Hold it!
This could be the moment that my entire career in the police force has been leading to. Inspector, you mean... Yes, I took the plate. In the interest of preserving evidence from the scene of the crime. I took it, meat and all. And I don't care if they call me a crime scene thief because of it. You did what? I took the steak that you had been eating, Miss Brett. I took the steak that the sergeant had been eating. And I did it all, in the name of justice. We can find out for sure whether or not there's a blood stain on Miss Brett's plate. We must examine it, now! Inspector! The court wishes to examine the plate from the victim's table, immediately. Yes, sir! Sorry for the delay. I had to run home and get this plate of steak. Here is what you ordered. The steak. A few days old. Well, what about the blood? Is there blood on it? Of course there isn't. Quickly, Inspector. The blood, man! Show the court. Of course. Examine the plate at your leisure. No blood. But wait. Is that the same... That's you just said you got the sergeant steak as well. Is this the sergeant steak? Court record. Picture of the steak. Oh, it looks pretty similar. 3.5, 4, and then big chunks. No, this is a different pattern, I think. I think that's the wrong steak. No blood. No blood anywhere. But no, that's impossible! Impossibly! I know I saw it. I'm sure of it. It was right there on the table, behind the professor. There was blood on the side of the plate. We can also look at the bull's head is by the eaten side. Is that still true? What an unbecoming expression, little boy. You see, this is why I always say you can't trust what the Japanese tell you. Hey, what the fuck? Brett, that's kind of racist. Ah! I couldn't agree more. In the case of this disgrace to the Empire. I believe we may finally have reached a conclusion in this trial. Let's hope so. This let's pretend attempt at courtroom proceedings is painful to watch. But I do promise to do my best to forget all about it when it's over. Ha! This sorry-looking steak reveals the facts all too clearly. If the sorry-looking accused wishes to examine it again, be my guest. Was the plate I saw, or thought I saw, just a figment of my imagination? This is it now. I've lost. Yonosuke. It's not over yet. Not until the final gavel. Never stop believing in yourself. Keep looking forward, no matter what. Ooh. Big yawns. I should have had a nap. Believe in myself? Really? Maybe I should at least examine the evidence for myself. The professor didn't eat a meal because he had been to the dentist and he wasn't allowed to eat. He was just meeting her there because she wanted to talk about... Well, she wanted to murder him, but because she said she wanted to talk about research or whatever. It being on his side of the table is something I was sus on from the beginning, but I haven't been a chance to point that out yet. As the evidence requested by the defense has not been shown to be problematic in any way. Well, let me have a look. Huh? What in the world is this? I think it's a Koban coin, and the hallmark is from the Hawaii area, I believe. No, I don't mean what is it. I mean, what's it doing there? Wait, did you say it was a Hawaii Koban? Yes, and apart from the meat juices, it looks to be in good condition. I imagine it's very valuable. This isn't the first time today that there's been talk of Hawaii Koban. I've heard of pearls before swine, but I've never heard of bullion in bouillon. Bullion in bouillon. I don't think you ever will again. This is extraordinary, though. This means... I certainly never expected to find a precious coin underneath this thick cut of meat. And it's from the Hawaii area too. That would make it really quite valuable. It's well marinated in the juices as well, look. What, are you thinking of eating it? No, but the next time I order a steak in an expensive restaurant, one thing's for sure. My heart's going to be racing as I lift up the meat and peer underneath for a prize. I think you might have the wrong end of the stick about this, if you ask you. A Koban coin underneath the steak. There's only one logical explanation. Yeah, it's the sergeant's fucking steak. This emblem on the side of the plate. Is it a cat? It's a cow, obviously. Most likely because the restaurant's signature dish is beef steak. It seems a lot of different restaurants have their own unique tableware. So this is the symbol of La Carnival, is it? Yep, hello. I presume any further examination of evidence in this trial will be unnecessary. Does the defense have any objection? Yes. That bloodstain was going to clinch the trial for me. Can this plate of steak reveal any other clues at all? Your Excellency, please wait. This plate of beef is hiding another clue. Another clue that will reveal the shocking truth.
Objection!
The only thing that's shocking here is your unhealthy fascination with beef steak. Your Excellency, I think I've made myself clear, haven't I? I will not be able to turn a blind eye to any more unnecessary procrastination in this trial. I'm sorry, Miss Brett, but we must ensure a thorough examination of the evidence. I will not give a ruling until I'm completely satisfied that all reasonable doubt has been dispelled. I see. As a newly affirmed ally of my country, that's still your position, is it? Thank you, Your Excellency. Counsel for the defense, you will now clearly show the court what you are alluding. Where precisely on this plate of beefsteak is this new clue to be found? Can I lift up the steak, please? What is it? We've just done this already. It's a Koban coin. From the Hoya, wow! Can you believe it? I can believe it. Oh, yep. It's very juicy. Bouillon and bouillon. Same joke again, it's pretty good. Never will again. Extraordinary. Wow, this means...
Got it!
Got it? Good gracious, that's... Koban? What on earth? A Hoya era one at that. Miss Brett, this is in fact the beefsteak that you ordered at the restaurant on the day in question, is it? Tell me, why is there an old coin seemingly hidden underneath the meat?
Shut up!
What a ridiculous question. How should I know? I've never seen that thing before in my life. I don't know what this is, but I want no part of it.
Objection!
I fail to see how this is relevant. A coin under the meat? That could simply have been a careless mistake by the chef in a moment of distraction.
Objection!
Don't be absurd. We're supposed to believe that this has happened by accident in the kitchen? A rare Hoya Koban just happens to be hidden underneath that piece of steak? If this turns out to be irrelevant to the case, I'll rip up my ticket to Great Britain right now. That's right. It can't be a coincidence. Your Excellency. Yes, Counsel. A rare Hoya Koban just happens to be hidden underneath that piece of steak? If this turns out to be irrelevant to the case, I'll give up my lawyer job right now. You just stole the thing Cosmo said.
Objection!
And you're not a lawyer. By all means, don't let us stop you. No one invited you anyway.
Shut up!
Perhaps, little boy, you should realize that it is you who is irrelevant. Hush, even though I'm the one on trial here? The point is, it's essential that we ask the owner of this coin if he can explain what it's doing under that steak. The owner? Yes, it's obvious. There's only one person it can belong to. The owner of the Koban that was found underneath the beefsteak is... this guy. Curio Correcta.
Take that!
Obviously, it can only be the antique dealer and owner of Rosite, Curio Correcta-san. As in Mr. Cucumber something. Honestly, these ridiculous Japanese names are quite unfathomable. Ah, yes. The old man who testified earlier alongside the military sergeant, correct? Yes, Your Excellency. I remember him saying that he was up to something with his Koban coin when it happened. At exactly the moment the gun was fired. The gunshot interested me not. I was far too busy on the floor. Too busy on the floor? Too busy on the floor. Sorry, what were you doing? Hunting for treasure. Hunting for treasure? Indeed, the Hoya Koban, my prized coin. Then this Hoya Koban, do you mean to tell me?
Objection!
No, please. Why would Corrector-san's Koban be sandwiched between the victim's beefsteak and its plate? It makes no sense. It's not the victim's beefsteak, it's her beefsteak.
Yes!
Which is why I'm asking to bring Corrector-san back to the witness stand so we can ask him. Officer! Bring both witnesses that testified earlier back in here. Without a moment's delay. Do we need the sergeant as well? I don't think we need the sergeant. We'll probably do without him. Can't believe we've come back around to that pair again. Yeah, me either, dude. But I have a hunch, a strong hunch, that if we chase down the real significance of this Koban, we'll find that it's a key element in the case. What's this all about? Why have I been pulled up again? Don't you realize that it's dinner time for little baby Ido? When my son's belly is empty, he's fiercer than a pack of wolves. Exploited by the police we were, like miserable dogs, forced to bear false witness. And when cast from this courtroom, myself, I became a ruined man in a trice, a worthless, withered antique. Nothing more have I to say. The sun has set on this rusty shop owner's existence. Be that as it may, Corrector-san, something has come to light that requires your clarification. As far as your rusty memory serves, have you ever seen this cover? Yes, that's it! That's the one! The very one! The very exact one, that is! The resplendent, splendiferous, Hoei treasure that my rusty bones managed to misplace that fateful day. It can't be. As I thought. Young man, enlighten this decrepit old fool. Put me out of my misery. Where was my treasure? Where was it dropped? Oh, I'm not sure if it was dropped anywhere. We found your coin sandwiched between a beefsteak and its plate, soaking in the seasoned meat's juices. Sandwiched? Soaking? Seriously? Clearly, it couldn't have fallen there by accident, which means somebody must have hidden it there on purpose. Somebody concealed my Hoei treasure between a slab of meat and a metal plate. Who would do such a thing? Such an unconscionable thing. Excuse me. Could I say something? Yes, of course. Proceed, Inspector Hosonaga. I mentioned this earlier on in the trial, but I was working undercover in the restaurant in order to investigate another case. Ah, yes, that's right. The secret undercover operation. La Carnival is a high-class Western cuisine restaurant. It attracts wealthy diners, including many foreigners. Recently, there's been a run of similarly executed thefts targeting the restaurant's rich clientele. A number of such incidents have been reported to the police bureau. Wicked crimes indeed. We wanted to nip the case in the bud quickly, especially with so many foreigners being affected. So that's why you were sent in undercover, is it? Yes, I took on the job of waiter at the restaurant in order to flush out the criminal. It seems likely that this Koban incident is the work of the same thief. So unbeknownst to us, there was a master thief at work in the restaurant on a regular basis. The place was already the scene of several crimes, it seems. I don't know about the master thief part, but the identity of the person who stole and hid Corrector-san's Koban is all too clear. What? What? I think the court would like to hear the defense's view on this matter. Tell us, who is the despicable scoundrel that stole Corrector-san's Koban and hid it under the steak? This dickhead.
Take that!
Yes, sir, no, sir. Obviously, it can only be you. Sergeant, yes or no, sir? What? How? How dare you? You monster. Monster. I stole that Koban, did I? I'm the master thief of La Carnival, am I? You're seriously accusing me of these crimes, cadet? But it wasn't me. It was Ido! Ido is the mastermind behind all this. The newborn baby. You would push the blame for your crimes onto your own son, an innocent little baby? It's you who's the monster, Sergeant Nosa. Woo. Clippity clop! Clippity clop! Clippity clop! Clippity clop! Clippity clop! Clippity clop! Nippon Imperial Army, Sergeant E.S. Anosa, preparing to stand down in the Supreme Courts, sir. Welcome back, Vi-Fan. The baby is being blamed because the baby did it. The baby stole the coin, maybe. Let's find out. Do any of you know of the extraordinarily low wages the Nippon Imperial Army pays those it expects to keep our country safe? I understand that the temporary increase in taxation owing to the recently ended conflicts remains in place. I've heard that it's hard for lower-ranking soldiers to make a living, yes. All I want is to put a hot meal on the table for my son. That's why you were stealing things at the restaurant? The place is heaving with money. Every 3 days, I'd go there and do reconnaissance for a target. And I'd enjoy chomping my way through a good steak at the same time. It sounds like he doesn't bother with a knife and fork even, which is worryingly believable. And your target that day was the old man in his koban? Yes, sir. He was an easy mark. I slipped the coin into my pocket without any trouble at all. A veritable phantom thief you are. I was all set to leave the steak I was halfway through devouring when it happened. Bang! Yes, when the professor was shot. I knew that if the police conducted a search and found the coin in my pocket, I'd be finished. Ido too. So I hid the incriminating evidence as fast as I could, on the double. I slipped it under the steak, hoping that I'd be able to rendezvous with it again at a later date. Recently ended conflict? Yeah, this is after the first Sino-Japanese War. Sure. I'm not familiar, but sounds reasonable. This is ridiculous. Perhaps you could carry on with this absurd prattling in your own time? Well, Miss Brett. Oh, of course, dear lady, of course. How rude of us. Quite sure there's no need to detain you any longer at all. May the esteemed gentleman please be excused, Your Excellency. Indeed. The theft of the koban was clearly perpetrated by this baby-saddled sergeant. It would certainly appear to be unrelated to Dr. Wilson's murder. Of course it is. Hiding a coin under a lump of meat? Sheer nonsense of such an idea astounds me. Nonsense, is it? Well, oof. And as for picking up your steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork, it's beyond nonsense. It's pure madness. Very well. Now that all questions concerning this witness's testimony have been answered, I see no further justification for detaining her. No, it's not her steak. No, she's not. Oi! Otsunaga, go get the right steak. And good day. That's a very good. I'm just gonna Control F, grab that. Not Control F. What is it? Command Shift S, snippet, a little bit of that. Screenshot that. Ryunosuke, what's the matter with you? This is no time for daydreaming. Oh, no, it's just... something about Miss Brett's parting words there got me thinking. Yeah, I could just screenshot it normally. I can't quite work out what exactly, but something she said jarred with me. I feel like there was a contradiction in there somewhere. Something didn't quite add up. If that's the case, don't just stand there thinking. Make your voice heard. Sorry? You can think later, but if you don't call out now, it'll be too late. The trial will be over.
Hold it!
Wait, Miss Brett! What is it now? I'm afraid, just one last time. There's something I'd like to ask you. I'd like you to explain the contradiction in your parting words from just a few moments ago. What are you talking about? What contradiction?
Objection!
What new student nonsense is this? Well, what parting words are you talking about, Ryunosuke? Hiding a coin under a lump of meat? The sheer nonsense of such an idea astounds me. And as for picking up your steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork, it's beyond nonsense. It's pure madness. Yes, I'm right. What she said there exposed an undeniable contradiction. Alright, I get it. I'm going to need to see evidence, Counsel. If Miss Brett's words truly are contradictory, where is the evidence to prove it? Yeah, this has been bitten into, and it's hers. Is that what we're going for? So yeah, that's the sergeant's, and it's been bitten into. I guess I'll try this one. See how we go.
Take that!
A photographic print of the scene taken immediately after the incident occurred. What's interesting is the plate of steak that you can see on the victim's table. Steak that Miss Brett had been eating before the professor was killed? Yes. Go on. Oh, she swapped the fucking steaks! That's so much effort! What the fuck, woman? More accurately, Your Excellency. The steak that was on the victim's table just before the professor was killed. Now you're just splitting hairs. I thought Hosonaga fucked up. She's been on top of it. She's 17 steps ahead. The stakes are so high. So true. Not true. Doesn't something about the steak strike you was very unnatural? Unnatural? What on earth do you mean? It's extremely obvious. I'm talking about the shape of the edge where it's been eaten. Ah! I see you've noticed it too, Miss Brett. Noticed what exactly, Counsel? Just a few moments ago, Miss Brett claimed no Englishman could even contemplate picking up a steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork. Of course she did. She's a refined English gentlewoman herself. Then take a good look at this steak, in particular the edge where it's been eaten. As you can see, clearly defined, barbaric teeth marks there. Ah! Oh! Ah! It looks like Miss Brett has realized something. So, if the witness, as she claims, wouldn't contemplate eating anything without using a knife and fork, there shouldn't be teeth marks in the steak at all.
Objection!
But what is your actual point? Perhaps the delightful Miss Brett was ravenously hungry and couldn't help... Oh, whatever you say, dear lady. As I said, I really must be leaving now. Afternoon tea with the Minister of Justice cannot possibly wait any longer. Of course, of course. This will all be over in the blink of an eye. Rest assured, I'm about to put this rookie in his place. Just leave everything to... I've heard enough! You irritating little spectacled samurai relic. Oh, of course. Dear lady... What's the matter, Miss Brett? Have we ruffled your feathers? Clearly, the witness knows what this means. She realized the catastrophic implications these teeth marks in the steak have for her. Yonosuke, do you know where you're going with this? Yeah, it's not her stake. Yes, now at last, it's all come together. No, we need some more stuff. Mysterious teeth marks in a steak that had allegedly been eaten with cutlery. The reason why the bloodstain I know I saw somehow seems to have disappeared. And most importantly, the evidence that proves once and for all who shot Dr. Wilson that day. Was it Roger Rabbit? I accept that these teeth marks in the steak are a little unnatural, as you put it, Counsel. But what exactly are you suggesting that tells us? Everything, Your Excellency. Everything? Yes, I believe that these barbaric teeth marks in the steak here amount to conclusive evidence in this case. Evidence that will prove beyond any doubt who shot Dr. Wilson.
Shut up!
Conclusive evidence? How many times have I heard that today? You wouldn't know the meaning of the phrase. Typical Japanese empty threats. How can you be so sure? Oh, it's quite simple. If you really had such conclusive evidence, you would have presented it to the court long ago. Actually, the evidence I'm talking about hasn't been brought before the court yet. Hasn't been... what? But just because it hasn't been shown yet, doesn't mean the evidence does not exist.
Objection!
This is absurd. The trial has run several hours already, and you say there's evidence yet to be brought forward? There can't be. I don't believe you have it.
Objection!
I don't, but there is someone who does have it. Someone in this very courtroom. And if that person is willing to submit the piece of evidence I'm referring to, we'll solve every remaining mystery about this case. Very well. I have a feeling this will be my last request of the defense in this trial. Who possesses the conclusive evidence that will reveal the truth about this whole affair? Oh, Sonaga-san.
Take that!
Get me the fucking steak. Go get the right steak. The answer is obvious. It's Inspector Hosonaga. What? I have it. Yes. You think I've been withholding conclusive evidence? That's ridiculous. No, I'm not saying that. Everyone's attention has been focused on this steak with the teeth marks. Yes. Now, earlier this afternoon, Sergeant Nosa told the court the following. I'd enjoy chomping my way through a good steak. As well as admitting to stealing Korekichi-san's coin, he told us that he slipped it under the steak. You watch it, Cadet. I'm a superior officer. Sergeant Nosa, could you please confirm something for me? Was the steak that you put the coin under, in fact, your own steak? Attention! Affirmative, of course! I might be a soldier in the Imperial Nippon Army, but still. I'm not brave enough to ask a foreign gentle lady if she'd mind me manhandling her meal to hide something in it. In other words, the steak that the detective submitted as evidence earlier was in fact Sergeant Nosa's meal.
Objection!
But that makes no sense. That plate was taken from the victim's table.
Objection!
Yet the gentlewoman doesn't take bites out of her steak, nor does she have any opportunity to steal the coin. Of course I didn't steal it. To even suggest such a thing would be an affront to the entire British Empire. Well then, how do you explain this paradox? Exactly. Surely you're not going to suggest that the sergeant switched the two steaks over? You did switch the plates? Well, after it happened, when I saw the civilian who'd been murdered right in front of my eyes like that, I panicked. As I said, I immediately lifted my steak and hid the coin underneath it. But then when the waiter announced he was an undercover policeman, I thought I'd had it. He decided to investigate my slab of meat, and that'd be it. I'd be getting my marching orders. So when the cadet here was arrested and taken off to the kitchen, I seized my chance. With military precision and timing, I switched my stake with the one on the foreign ladies' table. What? You can't have. I never saw you do such a thing. It was called Operation Lightning Bolt. There was no time for strategic planning. It was do or die, I tell you. So yes, I did what had to be done. Unbelievable! However, fear not, Prosecutor-san. What now? I swear on the brass buttons of my uniform. That is all I did, sir. All you did? That's plenty, Sergeant.
Yes!
So, if Sergeant Nosa switched the plates over, it means he took Miss Brett's steak, and the plate it was on, back to his own table. Yes, that follows. Inspector Hotonaga. Yes. Earlier in this trial, you told the court this. You said that you had not only taken Miss Brett's steak after the incident, but also the sergeant's. That to preserve evidence, you had taken both. That's correct. Then please present it to the court now. The plate that was actually on the victim's table at the precise moment he was shot.
Shut up!
What can that possibly tell us now? I mean, a cold slab of tough meat? It can't have the slightest bearing on the case.
Objection!
No, you're not wriggling your way out of this one, lady. I beg your pardon? Surely you're not that forgetful. Surely you remember the reason why this steak pan promises to prove such a problem for you, no? You're the ones who decided it was a problem, not me. The reason the defense asked to see that plate was to confirm something the defendant remembers seeing. Thinks he remembers. I'm quite sure of what I saw, Miss Brett. On the side of the plate that was on the table directly behind Dr. Wilson, there was a clear spattering of blood from the gunshot wound to the victim's chest. I believe the defendant's memory serves him well. And now we have the evidence to prove it. The plate you were eating from, Miss Brett. Let us not prolong this any further. Inspector, you will show the evidence to the court. Present the beefsteak and the plate that was originally on the victim's table at the time of the incident. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sorry for keeping you. Oh shit. Here is the other steak in its plate. Please, feel free to examine it. The bloodstain. It's clearly visible. Look!
Yes!
This makes everything clear. The blood you can see on the side of the plate shows that at the moment the victim was shot, he was facing the table with his back to me. Words. It's impossible for Naruhodo-san to have shot the victim. It can't be. In fact, there's only one person who could possibly have shot Dr. Wilson from the front. I'm sure everyone knows by now who that person is. That's right. Miss Josiah Brett. It's you! Oh no, this one died. Outdone by a Japanese. Me. By a Japanese schoolboy. No, no, no! Oh, this one's fine. It was charging up. Please excuse my little outburst. I briefly lost my composure. Most unbecoming behavior for an English gentlewoman. Forgive me. Well, Miss Brett, I think it's time you told the court what actually happened that day. The truth this time. Gladly, Your Excellency. It was I who took the professor's life using curare. As you surmised, I chose that particular day for one very important reason. The professor had a dental appointment for the extraction of one of his teeth in the morning. So you planned to kill the professor, knowing that no trace of poison would be found in his water. Because curare is unheard of here in Japan. Yes. Of course, I never intended to remain at the restaurant for as long as I did. I only needed to see the professor take one tiny sip of his water, and it would all be over. I would place the steak I had ordered in front of him to make it appear as though he had been dining alone, and leave immediately. However, before any of that happened, there was an unexpected visitor at the professor's table. That would be me, I suppose. Yes, you. Who else? Such a trifling matter, but the fact that you decided to come over to greet the professor meant that I had lost my chance to slip away unnoticed. In due course, the professor took a sip of his water and was paralyzed. I made sure he was sitting in his chair such that he wouldn't fall. There was no going back at that point. So I concocted a plan on the spur of the moment. The plan to pin Dr. Wilson's murder on this innocent man. I happened to know that the professor always carried a gun. I decided to use that fact to my advantage. I put the bottle of curare in my handbag. And my own pistol concealed under my skirt. Under your skirt. So I was right. There were two guns. There were two guns. Yes. Yes, 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 yes! And then I finished my coffee and got up to leave. That's when I noticed the professor's gun, which you had presumably placed on the floor. Placed where you were sure that I would notice it. And everything went according to plan. You noticed the gun, as I'd intended. And then, just as you bent down to pick it up, that's when you shot the professor with your own gun. Even though at that point, he was already dead. Naturally, the gunshot caused a commotion, at which point the waiter appeared. Obviously, I assumed Naohara-san was the culprit and apprehended him. I took him to the pantry that adjoins the kitchen and locked him inside. That's when I took the opportunity to turn the professor in his chair around. Because, of course, you needed to make it look like the defendant had shot Dr. Wilson from where he picked up the gun. So there you have it. That is the entirety of my misdemeanor. Your Excellency. Yes? I wonder. Might I speak with you in private later? I shall call on you. Thank you. Good day then, everyone. I hope you can forgive me, Naohara-san. Okay, bye. It would seem this trial has finally run its course. I presume the prosecution is in agreement? This can't be. Tsuchiyachi does not lose. Not to the likes of this rookie student. 2 rookie students. You'd better start getting used to tough opposition. Ah! Ryunosuke Naruhodo? What? Yes? This insult to the Archie family name will never be forgotten. You've become conceited with age, Council, but the old have to stand aside and make way for the new. It's the way of the world. May you never forget that. A thousand millennia may pass, and still, the Ochi clan will never measure up to the Naruhodo clan. This trial in the Supreme Court of Japan will, I believe, go down in history as the start of a new chapter in our country's judicial system. Despite being summoned as the accused, you, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, presented an excellent case. Thank you, Your Excellency. The use of evidence and deduction to unravel the truth is a modern methodology. After all, it has only been a few short decades since our country opened its doors to the wider world. But the Western ideas of science are rapidly gaining acceptance here. I feel sure that science will soon bring new methods of investigation and new procedures of justice. A new future of law awaits, but what it will look like, I cannot begin to imagine. That is for the young to pursue. Kazuma Asugi. Yes. After this trial, you are set to embark on a journey of discovery to the illustrious British Empire. Learn all you can. Absorb everything of the wider world that you are able to. Do not forget to fulfill the mission imposed upon you. Understand, Your Excellency. What was that about? Why do you look so grave all of a sudden? Never mind. As for you, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Oh, yes. In you, I sense, how can I put it, unusual potential. I very much look forward to seeing how you carry that onwards. Thank you, Your Excellency. It is time to deliver the final verdict. I hereby find the defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, not guilty. Yay! Huzzah! And there was much rejoicing. This court is now adjourned. I can't believe it. I can't believe what's happened. I made it. I defended myself and made it through that horrendous trial. Ryunosuke, you finally pulled it off. Congratulations. I couldn't have done it without you. Thank you, Kazuma. Ha 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 ha. No, it was a pleasure to watch you at work. So, you owe me an extra large sukiyaki from the place on Yume University Street. Don't forget. Good afternoon. All your hard work has certainly paid off. Congratulations to both of you for proving Naruhodo-san's innocence. Our trusty judicial assistant. You worked hard for that result too, you know. Oh no, I didn't do anything. Thank you so much! If we hadn't had that research report of Miss Brett's, I don't know how things would have turned out. Your kind words should really be for my father. I was simply doing as he asked. It was his idea for me to go to the university and investigate. Father? Ah, yes, of course. Forgive me for intruding on court proceedings, Your Excellency. Susato Mikotoba, Judicial Assistant to the Defense. Speaking of Mikotoba... Ah, there you are. I believe congratulations are in order. Naruhodo, you did an excellent job. Thank you, Professor. Oh no, it is I who should be thanking you. After all, your efforts exposed the true criminal that took the life of my good friend. Good friend? Oh, yes, you mentioned that before. It was you who actually invited Dr. Wilson to Yume University, wasn't it? Yes, that's right. Professor Mikotoba studied overseas himself. He went to study forensic medicine in Great Britain. Presumably, that's when you met Dr. Wilson? Exactly. In those days, we worked together in the same hospital. Oh, you worked together? I've never heard you mention that before. Well, it was a long time ago now. Besides, it's your turn, Asogi. Great Britain is a magnificent country. It leads the world. In science, medicine, engineering, culture, and of course, in law. Watch and learn, my boy. See what's happening in the world's largest melting pot. I will. I'll learn all that I can. I swear on this, the spirit of the Asogi clan. You're not taking that sword to Great Britain, are you? Of course I am. A Japanese man's katana is his soul. This blade shows me where I need to go. And cuts down anything that's in my way. Yes, I've definitely seen how sharp it is already, with my own eyes. That reminds me, what happened to the woman? To Giselle Brett, I mean. After all, she's guilty of murder. Ah, yes, her. It's not easy to tell you this, but... What do you mean? Surely she's going to face trial herself now. She's the true culprit, after all. She will be leaving Japan in the very near future. Shanghai. What? Shanghai? Giselle Brett will not appear in court again in this country. I'm certain of that. What? But why not? It's a matter of consular jurisdiction. Inspector Hosonaga. It was a hard-fought battle in the courtroom today. Very impressive to watch. Must congratulate... But what's all this about consular jurisdiction? We cannot try this particular foreigner for her crimes here in Japan. What? We can't try her? But then who? Who's going to bring her to justice? A British consular court will hear her case. Somewhere far away, where our voices can't be heard. But why a consular court? Professor, I simply don't understand. I thought consular courts were a thing of the past now that we've signed the friendship treaty. Yes, in normal circumstances, you're right. Then, so long as this is not a serious incident of a highly political nature to our respective governments, they can't invoke a consular court just like that. Oh, can't they? Yes, she's a student, but it doesn't justify our governments making secret agreements about her fate, does it? Something strange is going on. So Miss Brett can't be held accountable for her actions here in Japan? I'm afraid that for the young student, today's trial was nothing more than a game all along. There was never any danger of comeuppance for her. I don't believe it. The British government's Foreign Affairs Ministry has demanded that we hand over custody of Miss Brett. They're obviously taking this case of a foreign student committing murder very seriously. But it's all going to change from now on. We can make it change. This is a time of great turmoil. This new era heralded by the start of the 20th century. One day, I have no doubt, that woman will receive the judgment she deserves. Yes, change is coming, and we're the ones driving it. Well, I think that's enough seriousness for now. This evening calls for a celebratory drink. But Professor, you're right, this is no time for gloomy faces. We should be celebrating Ryunosuke's not guilty verdict. Let's start having some fun. In that case, might I suggest La Carnival? As the head waiter, I should be delighted to provide you with ample food and drink. You're a detective, Hosonaga-san, aren't you? Ahem. Ahem. Let's not worry about details for now. To la Carnival. Will you accompany us, Professor? Of course! La Carnival's food is second to none. I shall go and attend to the paperwork for Naruhodo-san's release. Oh, yes, thank you. So Dazal Brett won't be tried here. I suppose that means I'll never know. I'll never find out why she killed Dr. Wilson. Kazuma. Yes, Fionosuke. I just wanted to say thanks again, that's all. You really saved my skin today. Ha 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 ha! I didn't do a thing. You were the lawyer in there, weren't you? That defense was all your own work. Your skills made the difference, though. One day, I bet you'll be the best lawyer in the world. I'm not so sure about that. To be honest, something kept occurring to me over and over again during that trial. I couldn't help thinking that maybe you're the one destined to become a great lawyer, not me. What? Come on, be serious. If I helped you today, it was only right at the very start of the trial. But you have a natural talent for it. For being a defense lawyer, I mean. Oh, no, not me. All that tense verbal combat. I never want to go through that ever again. I did what you told me to do, that's all. Because I knew I could trust you. That's the point. Sorry? What do you mean, that's the point? Listen, Fionosuke. Do you know what the most crucial weapon is that any lawyer needs in order to win? Knowledge of the law? No. The ability to believe. To believe? To believe what? A defense lawyer has to fight for his clients. He has to believe in them at all times. Like you believed in me when I said I didn't do it. I'm human, just like you. I don't have some superhuman ability to know the truth. But you have to make a choice about what to believe in, and stick to it when you're defending someone. Sometimes in the courtroom, you can really be backed into a corner. But being able to remain faithful to what you chose to believe in even then, well, that's not something that anyone can do. It takes a special kind of person. Believing in your client. Just look at today's trial. I'm a student lawyer with precious little real experience, but you never stopped believing in me. Well, aye. You faced seemingly hopeless situations time and again, but you never stopped looking for the truth. And in the end, you found it. Through your own efforts, and because you never stopped believing in me. Thanks, Kazuma. There's something I want to ask you, actually, Fionosuke. Well, it's a favor, really. Something very important to me. It sounds serious. What is... Ah, you're still here, are you? Oh, Inspector Hosonaga. I've arranged some rickshaws for us. Let's go. Thank you. We'll be right there. Let's pick up this conversation again later. We should be celebrating right now. Your first court victory. And your study tour to Great Britain, don't forget. Ah, yes, that too. So my very first trial came to an end. Kazuma, Professor Mikotoba, Susato-san, who acted as my assistant, Inspector Hosonaga, who didn't really play much of a part, but still. It was because of the help and support of all these people that I managed to get through all that trial. But more importantly, Kazuma hadn't yet managed to ask us. Neither of me, god damn! Just get a coffee. Little did I realize just how much it would change my life. can't see, but it says end behind me. Oop. Oh, that's gone. Never mind. Save it. Save. The adventure of the unbreakable speckled band. Peek ahead. The adventure of the runaway room. The adventure of the clouded crocodile. The adventure of the unspeakable story. Oi, hey. Hey, oi. The Hound of the Baskervilles? Got some fucking Sherlock Holmes shit here? The adventure of the great departure. And, oh yeah, I was supposed to back to the circle band. There's 5 adventures. First adventure was like 5 to 6 hours, somewhere in there. 5.5, I think we hit.
In a corner of that small, dark room, Sholmes and I waited with bated breath. In time, there came from the ventilator a hiss and a soft, almost growl-like sound. Suddenly, Sholmes sprang into action, lashing furiously with his cane at a point in the darkness. "You see it, Wilson?" he yelled, his tense voice reverberating through the air. I raised my dark lantern shutter, and the room slowly came into view. Sholmes was staring intently at one particular corner when he started whispering to me. The victim's most perplexing final words. The speckled band. I believe this is the terrible coil to which you referred, Wilson. In front of us was an enormous adder, its fangs bared as it threatened to strike. It truly was the most terrible speckled band I had ever seen.
Last adventure was November, so 2 months later. Ooh. Funny bit.
So then, let us unravel this mystery and discover what events led to this curious murder. Pray, do excuse me. The cabin door was bolted from the inside when the man was killed. No marks to suggest the bolt was tampered with in any way. So, this would appear to be a locked room mystery. In his final moments, the victim scrawled a message on the floor. Almost certainly with the ink from this upset bottle. A Russian word. So the victim was a Russian man then. And the letters are well formed.
Vape Polby.
Compos mentis at the time. This is a most extraordinary script. And evidently not penned by the same hand as this message. In fact, I deduce it was written by someone of a different nationality. This paper seal was placed just prior to the incident, by the victim himself, I would venture. Well, what have we here?
Who are you, and what do you think you're doing here?
No one must touch before maritime police come. We must wait!
Shh. That won't be necessary. You see, in less than 5 seconds from now, I will reveal the killer to you.
What?
Don't be absurd. This is murder, and in cabin locked from inside.
Ah yes, the locked room. But that mystery is paper thin.
You don't mean the culprit is in there?
It's gonna be real scary.
Who are you, and where have you come from?
I'm a great British consultant detective, the only one in the world. Sherlock Holmes. I presume you must have heard of me.
Sherlock Holmes. You must have heard of me. My head is throbbing. What's going on? Something's not right here. There's trouble in the air. There's trouble in the air. Wait, I can't move. Oh shit. Ah, what the? Yeah, I was gonna go again. Why am I in handcuffs? So, you wake up now, We had to drag you out of the wardrobe. I do not believe how you could not wake up. You are a true cold-blooded man. You. Ah, you found me then. Ah, we found you. And now you pay. Criminal. How long are you hiding in that tiny wardrobe, Sorry. Now you have been found, it is time to admit your crimes. Unless you want to find out how cold the ocean is, No, I'll tell you everything. Meowdy, lass. We just met Herlock Sholmes. There's only one thing I'd like to know from you. Isn't that? Why did you do it? Why did you take his life? Mr. Sato. Wait, what did you just say? Take his life? Where is he? Where's Kazuma? No. You pretend you do not know? You are a wolf in the sheep's pelt. You are the killer. Do not try to make excuses. No, don't fucking kill Kazuma off screen! Kazuma-sama's body was discovered not too long ago. No! A sweet boy! Here in this very cabin that was bolted shut from the inside. His body? Please. Do not try to tell us you are doing this terrible thing in your sleep. Kazuma's dead? He can't be. And these handcuffs. Surely you don't think I have to know. Why did you take Kazuma-sama's life? Answer me, please. No. No! No! My boy! Kazuma, it was just 2 short weeks ago. Are you sure about this? Won't we get in trouble? Don't you find it fun being a stowaway? Besides, how else could you come to England with me to study? It's really something else when they brought your luggage in here earlier, though. The way that Russian crewman just tossed your traveling case onto the floor. I thought I was gonna die. Yes, I still can't quite believe that. I really didn't think you'd be able to fit inside my trunk. You must be even less of a man than you look. Oh! Damn, Kazuma. Hey, honestly, I thought I'd broken every bone in my body. Well, it's about 50 days until we dock in Great Britain. But if you confine yourself to my cabin here, I don't expect anyone will discover you. I hope not. I get the feeling those Russians wouldn't be very forgiving of a stowaway. They're a sturdy bunch, that's for sure. What I want to know is, where's the caveman? Why do we need to keep it a secret from the young lady? From our faithful judicial assistant Mikotoba, you mean? From your close friend, more to the point? Surely we could confide in her, couldn't we? I don't believe she'd give me away. No, but if she knew what we'd done, that would make her guilty by association. It's best that only you and I know about this. I suppose so. Anyway, it's about the time that the steward is supposed to come and clean the cabin. I know it's cramped, but you'd better get in there, I think. It won't be for long. And anyway, compared to hiding inside my traveling case, it'll be a breeze. Yes, but what if the steward decides to open the wardrobe for some reason? Then I'll be in for it. Stop worrying. I tell you what, why don't you write "keep out" or something on this piece of paper? What? Then I can stick it over the wardrobe doors once you're inside. I don't know. We've only been at sea for about 15 days. How can this have happened? We were supposed to be going on this adventure to England. Together! We'll leave you at next port. Stay quiet until then. Don't make more trouble for yourself. Murderer. I've been ignoring you, dear chat. You from finishing free run? Hell yeah! I just started again. I'm a couple episodes in. Free run. Fucks, dude. Good show. Did you watch the dub? Fire fan, you spent the last hour trying to get Peppermint Natural History Museum pop-up shop tickets. I think I've gone now. Bomber, dude. Yeah, the dub's sick as hell. We can't tell her I snuck my boyfriend in. She wanted third, and I'm not into exhibitionism. That's fair. Baby lesbians are so important to you? Hell yeah. I kind of forgot about them. But yeah, they're definitely for you. Need to make us watch Heavy Object. I don't know what Heavy Object is. I'm gonna tab out for 1 second. Look at Heavy Object. Oh yeah. This looks like Gundam Witcher Mercury, but with an orb. Yeah, I'd watch that. Hey, Heavy Object, are you on Crunchyroll? What flavor of horny? Well, the first image that comes up is women grabbing each other's titties. Oh, hang on. Are you whammon? No, that might be a young man. I assume whammon, but that might be Fion Kiba looking motherfucker. It's Shion Kiba grabbing titties. Okay, less interested now that it's not immediately presented as gay. I'll check it out though. At least a couple episodes. Ryonosuke is not a murderer. You said before. You said you admit everything about your crimes. No, that's not right. I mean, yes, I did stow away on the ship, but murdering my best friend? No one else could have done it. Admit the truth. Sasatha-san. Please, tell me what happened. I need to know. Very well. But there is something I would like to ask of you, too. Ugh, those eyes. She looks like she's ready to destroy me. This nightmare is getting worse by the minute. I suppose all I can do is try to find out what really happened. He really has been killed, has he? This isn't just a bad dream? And these handcuffs, they think I did it? They think I'm Kazuma's killer? When they found him, the cabin was locked from the inside. What do you mean? There's no access to the cabin via a porthole window, and the bolt on the door can't be operated from outside. In other words, after the crime, the culprit couldn't have escaped these four walls. What? Or to put it another way, the culprit can only have been somebody inside this cabin. Or do you have some other explanation? This is impossible. How did he die then? What happened exactly? Are you still going to deny the charge, even despite the circumstances? Please, Susato-san, you have to tell me. Cause of death is still undetermined. I don't know how he died. The ship's doctor is examining the body, but of course, he has no post-mortem analysis experience. I don't suppose we shall learn more until an expert has been consulted at our next port of call. So presumably that means there were no obvious external signs of injury then. It's true, yes. The main character is voiced by Justin Briner. Don't know who that is. Justin Briner. Lots of anime credits coming up. Oh, the voice actor for Solo Leveling Jinhoyu. Righto. Yeah. 217 acting credits. Fair enough, I probably know that guy. Can't anyone tell me what actually happened here in this cabin? I don't understand it. Why would anyone want to kill Kazuma? Presumably that's something you know the answer to better than anyone. Please. Whatever you say, you were here in the cabin after all. Well, yes, I was, but... he would always wake before dawn and do his training first thing in the morning. Hang on, guys. I was in a cupboard that was sealed shut with a bit of paper. I can't have done the killing. I can't have done the murder. I was waiting outside his cabin, as I have every day so far on this voyage. But this morning, he did not come. Oh! Bummer, dude. You could sense that he wouldn't come. Does that mean he was already dead when Susato-san arrived at his cabin door, I wonder? Knocked, but there was no reply. Then I started to become worried, so I went to find a member of the crew. The crewman forced the cabin door open, and when we managed to get inside... there was Kazuma-sama, collapsed on the floor. Why would he be writing Russian? Been established that he knows Russian? I don't think it has. And the white tape there now shows exactly where he was found, I suppose. I had no idea anything had happened. I must have been asleep in the wardrobe somehow. I wish it wasn't the case, but it's just very hard to believe. This is all very hard to believe for me too, trust me. Now I've told you everything that I know. So it's my turn to ask you a question. Yes, alright. My head feels so heavy. It's still throbbing like anything. It's still throbbing. It's because Cosmo didn't come. Why are you even on board the ship, Nahara-san? You said something before about being a stowaway, didn't you? Oh, yes, I'm afraid that's true. It's 2 weeks since we left Japan now, and I've been shut up in this cabin the entire time. I had no idea. But how could you have occupied Kazuma-sama's cabin for so long without him noticing? No, that would have been impossible, obviously. Yes, of course. Kazuma invited me. He wanted us to go to England together. He actually asked you. But why? I'm afraid I don't really know the reason myself. It's an absolute mystery why Kazuma wanted me to come to England on a long steamboat voyage in a room with only one bed. Oh, I don't understand. Kazuma, why do you want this? What's the real reason? Why go to such extreme lengths to smuggle me to England with you? It's an idea that's been on my mind ever since the end of that incredible trial. I think I told you then, didn't I? That you ought to become a lawyer yourself. Well, yes, you did say that, but I didn't think you were serious. You have a talent for it. I can assure you of that. But I've never really thought about becoming a lawyer. Well, that's something you can decide for yourself. London is at the spearhead of cultural development, the center of the world in many ways. There can't be any harm in seeing such an important place with your own eyes, can there? Well, no, definitely not. But on a personal level, yes? If you were to become a lawyer, then yes? We'd have to see each other every day? Then what? Nothing. Forget it. Coward! Say your true feelings. Kazuma-sama he was always saying the same thing. That he wanted to change the Japanese legal system. Perhaps he thought that he could do that with you. Yes, maybe. But something's still bothering me a little. The look in his eyes, then. It was darker than I've ever seen it before. Sasato-san. I'm sorry that we kept it a secret from you. My stowing away on the ship, I mean. Nothing, forget it. I'm just going to spoon you and bury my feelings in the back of your neck. If I know Kazuma-sama, I expect he was trying to protect me, to avoid me becoming guilty by association. That's exactly right, yes. Word perfect, in fact. Verbatim, you might say. If you're not the culprit, then tell me. What happened last night here in this cabin? You don't want to hear about it. Unless you do. Is that what you're into? Well, the thing is, I don't really remember. We partied real hard. Kazuma brought me something to eat, just like he always did. And then I got myself into that wardrobe over there, just like I always did. After that, I fell asleep? Well, yes. So deeply that you didn't even stir when Kazuma-sama was killed? Well, yes. Well, it sounds unbelievable. Really, I do. But it's the truth. If only I'd woken up, then perhaps I wouldn't be in this predicament. For some reason, my head's still throbbing like anything. Which head? Really? Is something wrong? Oh, no, it's... Please, forget it. Sato-san, you have to believe me. I didn't do it. I really don't want to doubt you. But the trouble is, there is no one else who could possibly have done this. Ah. Kazuma, I don't understand. Why? Why did this have to happen? Ah, I can't take this. Don't try to go anywhere. You're the perpetrator of this crime. You can't leave. You can't allow that to happen. I'm sorry. Kazuma was killed right under my nose here, and I didn't do anything to stop it. Now I'm supposed to just sit around, my hands tied, while whoever did this walks free? No, I can't allow that to happen. Well, what do you propose to do then? I'm going to investigate. I'm going to find out exactly what happened here. I'm going to work out who took Kazuma's life, and how and why they did it. So I'm sorry, but you're going to have to excuse me. Hi-ya! Get fucking judoed. What the? That was a Sasato takedown. Sasato what? What martial art form is that? I'm going to need you to prove it. Sorry? Poor baby Ryu, too deep in the closet to notice his boyfriend dying for him. Oh. Sorry, prove it? Yes, your innocence. I need evidence. But how am I supposed to... Have you forgotten already? What you achieved just a few weeks ago? You successfully defended yourself in a court of law. Ah, I see. He's expecting me to present some conclusive evidence. To get Susato-san to believe me. I'll show us some evidence right now that proves I'm not guilty of this awful crime. Let's go with the only thing that's here. Tell me, when I was discovered in the wardrobe before, was this piece of paper stuck over the doors? Oh, yes, it was. I remember clearly. I thought so. Kazuma always put it in place whenever I went to sleep in there. Just in case the cabin steward or another crew member decided to look inside. He spent the whole trip deep in the closet. But naturally, he did the same last night as well. Ah! Yes, of course. The gentleman who discovered you peeled that sign from the wardrobe doors before he opened them. But if I were truly the culprit, I couldn't have climbed back inside the wardrobe and stuck this on the outside of the doors on my own. Yes, that's quite true. In other words, it's impossible that I killed Kazuma. Well, even if you are sprawled hopelessly on the floor, I can see why Kazuma-sama thought so highly of you. Thank you, Susato-san. Now, do you think perhaps you could help me up? Am I hearing fireworks? It's popping off out there. Baby, did you not want to unflip yourself before making this case? No. He's fine on the floor. I can see the anime shot now of him pulling out the bit of paper and presenting all that all upside down, sprawled out. Well, in the light of that evidence, I don't see any reason why I should stop you from investigating here, at least. Thank you. So you finally believe me? I'm sorry, no. What? I'm not sure yet. I can't rule out the possibility that you used some sort of conjuring trick to put the sign back in position. What does she think I am, a magician? But now, I suggest you investigate as thoroughly as possible in here. I'll do the same. Alright, let's get to work, Susato-san. Please don't misunderstand me. I still have my own doubts. Oh. I shall be watching you, to make sure you do nothing that might disturb the crime scene. I wouldn't want you using your conjuring tricks to destroy evidence, for example. Right. Well, anyway, I should make a start on investigating in here. Examine everything I can. Kazuma, I swear, I will avenge your death. Ooh. Why did you think I'm a wizard? Yeah, what the fuck? I cast some magic spells. What are you looking at? I cast some magic spells to win the last case. It's the only way I could have escaped. Look at this thing. This is... yes, it's a belt cord contraption, I think. What do you mean, contraption? I read about it in a book I was studying that talked about life in Great Britain. Large households often have bell cords like this, which you can pull to ring a bell to summon servants. Really? That sounds almost magical. Shall we give it a little try? Yes! In the interests of cultural research, obviously. Ding ding ding! I suppose nobody comes for lowly Japanese people. No, I'm sure it's just that everyone is busy, that's all. Oh dear, that won't do. Oh, what's the matter, Susato-san? Whenever I'm examining things, I always find myself so focused, I forget to look around properly. Oh, yes, that's not good. I don't suppose you're as foolish as me in that regard, are you, Naruto-san? No. I'm sure you're careful to look all around using BM, aren't you? Now, let's investigate all corners of this cabin. Yes, let's do that. Suppose my field of vision has been rather small until now. Oops. I've investigated thoroughly, but I can't find anything out of place. These are the rules of passage for travel aboard the SS Bureau. It's essentially a list of requests from the captain to all passengers on board. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden. Am I a pet? Did I count as Cosmo's pet? What? Why are you staring at me? Because, yes. Because exactly what I said. Oh, sorry, I was just thinking. Are you more of a dangerous object? Or a pet? I can't decide. Well, one thing's for sure. Either way, I wasn't supposed to be in here. He's a pet. The books have fallen over on the shelf. Look, they've all toppled the same way. And what's this? A statue of some god of the sea? Although he's fallen over as well. Yes, it's almost as if the whole shelf has been ransacked and everything burned down all at once. I wonder if perhaps it was Kazuma-sama doing his morning sword training, do you think? I seriously doubt it. But perhaps it was you, Naruhodo-san, in a fit of rage. I wouldn't have bothered leaving the wardrobe just to mess up a few books and a statue. Could the way these things have been thrown about have anything to do with the case, I wonder? Well, I'll just set everything straight again. I don't like to see a mess. No, don't do that. It's evidence. You fucking giving me shit about destroying crime scene evidence. Seigi, the Japanese word for justice. The brushstrokes are straight and true, just like Kazuma. Well, true for sure. Yes, his calligraphy always was a reflection of his heart. Yet can you really look at those characters without feeling shame, knowing who drew them so thoughtfully? Of course I can. I mean, I'm innocent, so why shouldn't I be able to? Even though you stowed away on this ship? Ah! Now you're gonna bring that up, are you? Can't win. That's Kazuma-sama's precious sword. He never went anywhere without it. Yes, he was always saying that a Japanese man's katana is a soul. I believe he had to work very hard to convince the government to allow him to bring it on this trip. I suppose that shows just how important it was to him. Now he's gone. I'm not ready to let his spirit go just yet. I need to keep his sword. I need to hold his soul. His phallic soul. That's my dinner from last night. A roast chicken. It was really tasty. Yes, it was very delicious, wasn't it? But did you eat it on the floor here? I'm not a dog, Sasada-san. A pet. Not necessarily a dog. Ate to the table, of course. Which begs the question of when and how the plate ended up on the floor. Kazuma-sama didn't like chicken at all, did he? No, that's right. So he didn't touch it. Which meant all the more for me. Oh no! Does that mean poor Kazuma-sama spent his last night on Earth with an empty belly? It's just too horrible. Ugh, now I suddenly have a guilty conscience and an achy stomach. Have a look at this guy. Perhaps I should see what this Russian crewman makes of the scene of the crime. Excuse me. What? I was wondering how it's going. The investigation, I mean. Grandmother told me Japanese people do not make jokes, but is it not true, I see. Sorry? Oh, fuck. The criminal asking investigator for information about this crime. Very funny. Oh, it wasn't supposed to be a joke. He doesn't appear to be laughing either. He's convinced you're guilty. He might have useful information, though. I have to keep trying. So, last night, did you notice anything out of the ordinary at all? Yet, of course not. Now back to corner of the room and make silent. I say no more to you. Did I hit a nerve? Just for a minute there, he seemed a little flustered. When I went for help and the crewman forced the door open, this bolt had been firmly closed. It's but a small bolt, and not particularly sturdy, and it just slides across to secure the door shut. Still, with the door bolted, there would be no way to get in or out of the cabin, that's for sure, unless you had a magnet. Eh? Use a magnet on the other side to bolt it from the outside? It's no wonder everyone suspects me. When she glares at me like that, I feel tense all up and down my spine. I remember reading once in a detective novel. The culprit used a needle and thread to draw a bolt across from outside the room in a situation like this. Yes, that's a clever trick, isn't it? I'm an avid reader of detective stories myself. But the door of this cabin and its frame are made of metal, and they seal together perfectly. There will be no possibility of using that needle and thread trick here, I'm afraid. When she glares at me like that, I feel pins and needles all up and down my spine. You've already had that. There's nothing on this table at all. The plate and cutlery are all over the floor for some reason. Einstein didn't invent magnetism yet. Einstein was around about here, right? Einstein, when were you working? What were you doing stuff? No, he was a young man. He was a wee lad. Plate and cutlery are all over the floor for some reason. Yes, it's strange. Last night when I went to sleep, I'm sure everything was still. No, wait a minute. What is it? It's funny. I can't seem to remember anything about what happened after dinner at all. So then perhaps you are responsible for what happened to Kazuma-sama. No, wait. What do you think this is? Looks like a broken piece of glassware. Whatever the thing was, it appears to have broken clean in two. The glass is such a beautiful colour. It looks like a cute little Netsuke fastener from the kimono outfit. I'm not sure that sounds like Kazuma. He wouldn't have secretly carried a cute little trinket like this around with him, would he? And the mark beside it, what is it, I wonder? It has a sort of brick-like hue. Yes, you're right. It is the colour of brick, isn't it? Even though I don't see anything of the same colour anywhere else in the cabin. Did Kazuma write that before he died? It looks like it's written in ink. And in Russian. He must have knocked the ink pot from the desk when he collapsed on the floor. Tapaye Pobi. Maybe it's English upside down. Igodvil. Maybe not. I suppose he wrote this message by dipping his finger in the spillage. Poor Kazuma-sama. No doubt he was in terrible pain. It's almost unbearable to imagine it. I suppose he was trying to leave some kind of a clue in his final moments. Was he? I'm sorry, partner, but I can't read your writing. I don't think that's Japanese, Naohara-san. You think? Yeah, maybe. What? Then what language is it? Pains me to admit it, but I don't know. You're on a Russian ship. The fucking instructions were written in Russian. It's not a foreign script I'm familiar with. What does that mean, I wonder? Are you guys kidding? No, there's some English part as well. Alright, as you were. English, which you also didn't know 2 weeks ago, or whatever the fuck, during the case. He's a dangerous pet. He's a petable object. It's a very large traveling case, isn't it? Yes, it carries a lot of memories for me. Memories? What do you mean? Well, that's actually how I stowed away on this vessel. I was brought on board inside that case. Ah, yes, I see it says "this way up" in Japanese. Which in hindsight, I should have realized the foreign crewman wouldn't be able to read. I was turned over and over and over, and then I was tossed all on the floor, all in here. Oh dear. Being a stowaway isn't as romantic as it sounds. Well, it was less painful than a Sato takedown. This is where dear Kazuma-sama would have sat whenever he was writing. London Diary. Poor Kazuma. He didn't even make it to his destination. It looks as though the last entry is incomplete. Which means, what? He was in the middle of writing it when the incident happened? Let's see what it says. It could be a valuable clue. Hi-ya! That's out of the question. What? Kazuma-sama may have departed this world, but you must not read his private thoughts. But what if it's something important? Something relevant to the case? 5 you're hoping Kazuma faked his death for some reason? Oh, yeah, faked his death, not staged his death in such a manner to cast a decision on me. Yeah, like, our sweet boy fucking dying like that? And why is the message written in Russian, huh? That's pretty sussy. I'm thinking Kazuma killed the aforementioned attendant. Yeah, expecting to burst in the trial later? Yeah, maybe. But he's killed the attendant, who was the, what do you call it when someone cleans a room? The room cleaner. You know. He's coming in to check on the place. He's dressed, they're Russian, they wrote a message in Russian. He has dressed them up in his clothes to make them think that, housekeeping, that's the one, make everyone thinks that he has died, and he's gone and hidden away. He's off doing the housekeeper's job, because it's the right thing to do. But he used a magnet to lock the door so that no one would burst in on the scene. But he didn't count on Sasato getting someone to bust the door down. And he's gonna walk in 10 minutes in a maid outfit. Actually trying to remember if any of the Ace Attorney games you played before have a fake victim. I've only played the first 3 cases of the first one, and I don't think there was a fake victim in those. It would really suck if... I mean, it's the nature of the game in that you're gonna have off-screen deaths. No, there's cutscenes. We had a cutscene of finding the body. I don't want our sweet boy to be gone after the first case just like that. That would be unpleasant. Alright, I won't read it. Psych, I will read it. Poor Kazuma-sama. I don't like prying into people's personal matters either. But in this case, isn't the need for clues more important? No! Nah. Know what I meant to do, but can we read any of that? Nope. Tori... No, handwriting's too hard. What else we got? Wardrobe itself. It's some 2 weeks since we set sail from Japan. Have you really been living in that wardrobe the entire time, Naruto-san? I think living isn't quite the right description. Oh no, I suppose not. Although it must have been rather exciting, making this voyage in your own secret hideout. The trouble was, I never knew when a member of the crew might come in. So yes, I did basically have to live in the wardrobe. I was living in the closet. Trivan, we reminded you that the worst bit of trying to do Japanese in Japan was accents. Some of them were really hard. Yeah. And then some fucking dialects just have completely different words for the same things. Like Kansai has got a whole bunch of bullshit. Osaka's got some different stuff. It's tricky. Last night was no exception. Because of that, you had no idea what was happening out here in the cabin. No, sadly not. I think that's some kind of opening for a ventilator. A hole through which fresh air can circulate into the cabin. Isn't that a little odd? What do you mean? Well, this ventilator, if that's what it is, looks like it must connect to the next door cabin. Yes, it would appear to. You gaslit yourself into thinking some of the words people said were words I knew and was, thankfully, usually correct. Yeah, I know, like, a tiny bit of Japanese going in. Just barely enough to know more than Bubble, the people we were traveling with. And be able to, like, tell you how to say please and thank you and, yeah, know the important words, but not be able to string a full sentence together most of the time. At Disneyland, I said, oh, what the fuck did I say? Oh, yeah, I tried to say to one of the attendants, managers, what do you call them? I don't know. One of the staff members that I knew a little bit of Japanese, which would be Nihongo, Chotto wa Nihongo, or something. But actually said Chisai Nihongo, which means little Japanese, like Japanese that is small, instead of a small amount of Japanese, you know? And they thought that was pretty funny. But if its purpose is to allow fresh air into the room, surely it should be connected to the outside. That's true. Perhaps it's so that rain and spray don't find their way in when the seas are rough. Or something like that. I suppose. Maybe that's it. What the fuck? Sholmes? How'd you get in here? Who's that? He wasn't there a minute ago. It's so nice when you try to do Japanese and so pleased. Yeah. Everyone has fun. When you know even a little bit. In shops, when you say, like, kore or kudasai. Arigatou gozaimasu. Onegaishimasu. It's very nice. Who's that? He wasn't there a minute ago. As far as I can tell, it looks like he might be European. Is he gay? Of course he's gay. Or European. Oh. Oh. How did he... You've noticed the man too, have you? I've no idea who he is, nor how he got in here, but he looks suspicious. And tall. Suspiciously tall. Ah! Naruhodo-san, don't tell me. Do you really not know who that is? Well, no. I don't have any foreign friends or acquaintances at all. He doesn't look like a member of the crew. Something very unusual about him. And is he investigating Kazuma's desk, or is he just playing on it? I can't tell. Well, in that case, we simply must talk with him. Am I just imagining it, or does Sasato-san look almost uncontrollably excited? I expect that you've noticed already, but just in case. If you press space on people when they're in the crosshairs, you can converse with them. Alright then, I'll get that suspiciously tall gentleman in my sights and see what he has to say for himself. Oh, please do! Excuse me. すみません。すみません! Do you have a moment? This is a critical point in my investigation. Maybe I should leave him alone. He seems a little unfriendly. Yes, perhaps that would be for the best. Greetings! I hope I haven't... What was it? I haven't kept you long. Ah! What exactly were you doing on Cosmo's desk just now? Ah, I see. Fascinating. Sorry? What do you see? Feels like he's looking right through me. Oh yes, everything is clear now. The train of reasoning has run its course. My deductions have crystallized. You have been in Afghanistan, I perceive. Just recently returned, if I'm not mistaken. Sorry? What? Now, whilst venturing toward foreign climes, you find yourself in a most troubling predicament. Oh, well, that's true at least. But how? How the deuce did I know that, perhaps? It was really a most elementary deduction, hardly worth explaining. Have you perhaps managed to deduce anything else? But of course, a great many things. There is no mystery, my dear madam. For example, you have fled your native land of Russia, being, as you are, a merciless revolutionary. You leave 16 victims of assassination in your wake, and now travel to England to blow up the Crystal Tower. There's a lot of people who I'm sure would like to blow up the Crystal Tower. And when the bereaved occupant of this very cabin discovered your identity, you ended his life too. Yes, I believe that summarizes the facts beautifully. No need to hide the truth now. Nothing deceives these eyes. Just to be clear, you're talking about me, are you? Certainly I am. Do you see another in this cabin who fits the bill? A Russian assassin with 16 victims to his name? I don't even see one person who fits the bill. So it's true. It was you who did this to Kazuma-sama. What? And you're plotting revolution too. It's shameful behavior, Naruhodo-san. Absolutely wicked. No, listen. There's no way I... Yeah! Now explain yourself. Tell me everything. This is ridiculous. Do-do-do-do-do-do. How could you do it? For pity's sake, open your eyes. I'm not a Russian revolutionary, obviously. Oh, forgive me. And as for you, what kind of deduction was that? You were just saying the first thing that came into your head. Ah, but was I not right? Whilst venturing toward foreign climes, you do find yourself in a most troubling predicament, do you not? Well, yes, maybe. Ha! There you have it, you see. What do you make of that, Well, to be honest, this ship is en route to England, and I'm in handcuffs at the scene of a murder. So I'm not really sure you could call it deduction. It's more plain observation. Indeed, and observation, my dear boy, is the basis of all deduction. My method is founded upon the observation of trifles, you see. I announce my findings with a brassy certitude, and more often than not, I'm right. I don't think you introduced yourself. Sherlock Holmes, at your service. Oh, my apologies. How remiss of me. I am none other than the greatest detective of the century, known to men and women the world over. The inimitable Sherlock Holmes. So, it's really you? The actual Sherlock Holmes? The very same. The inimitable, actual Sherlock Holmes. Do you know this man, Susato-san? The most famous detective in the world? Naruhodo-san, of course I do. There's nobody who hasn't heard of him. What planet have I been living on then? We must ask him what he's deduced. He will have worked out the entire case already, I'm sure. Really? Why do I feel uneasy about this? So, you're a great detective, are you? Sorry, what was your name again? Indeed, I am none other than the one and only Sherlock Holmes. Oh, I see. You're German? Sherlock, was it? No, I have no hair. I mean, I have hair. Please, call me Holmes. You wish you wasn't at work and had juice? I always wish I'm not at work with juice. I could go get juice, but it's far, and then I wouldn't be hearing Sherlock Holmes. Nope, sorry. Completely different character. Totally mispronounced his name. Sherlock Holmes. You can read all about my exploits in this exciting London publication. Oh, yes, Rance magazine. Full of wonderful short stories and interest articles from Great Britain. I never miss an issue. I have it sent from England especially. Ah, yes, here it is. The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. So, you're the protagonist in a series of short stories then? Indeed I am. And you've read so many of your own stories you've started to think you really are a detective? Make no mistake, I'm not the poor deluded fellow you take me for. Your inference is backward. Backward? My trusty biographer records my greatest detecting achievements and chronicles them in my magazine. You have a biographer? Do you? Doesn't everyone? Mine goes by the name of Dr. Wilson, presently keeping shop in London. Dr. Wilson, the victim in the last case we just had? Dr. Wilson? I must say, thanks to that publication, I've been fantastically busy of late. Why, this very moment, I am returning from Asia, having solved the mystery of a cursed royal crown. Really, I can't work out whether I should take this man seriously or not. Deduction, you see, is to me a science. Logical reasoning in its purest form. Science? Really? The astute observer notices even the most subtle of reactions in this subject. A furtive glance, a twitch of a muscle, a slight inclination of the posture. Fingernails, arm sleeves, furrows in the skin. All these things are data. And the trained logician makes deductions from this data in the blink of an eye. The ultimate conclusion is, without fail, the truth. As I demonstrated only a few short moments ago. How can he look me in the eye and claim that? Did I plan this after having played Sherlock Holmes? I did not. I didn't know Sherlock Holmes was in this. And this just happened to go on sale at the right time. I'm just putting all of my effort into puzzle games, aren't I? All in a row we're gone. Sherlock Holmes, Avery Attorney, Ace Attorney. We'll pivot into something else next one. That is what makes me the one and only Sherlock Holmes. I actually will go get a juice. BRB 1 second. A little bit of this. Delicious, delicious appy juice. Why, yes, Les. That is the gif of the entirety of Morbius. You can't tell from 144p Jared Leto? You haven't watched Morbius? You gotta watch Morbius. You took my free run recommendation, my follow-up recommendation, essential viewing directly following on from free run, season 1, is Morbius. You either Fire fan? It's Morbin time. I'm gonna fucking... Next movie night, Discord movie night, it's Morbin time. We're Morbiusing. Attendance is mandatory. Let's get back to streaming with Cosma's death. Have you managed to deduce anything about this particular case yet? Have I managed to deduce anything? My dear fellow. They're not making a Morbius Vanguard deck yet? Still Vampire, he's right in the start. You make Uno reverse card, you watch the entirety of Heavy Object in one sitting. How much Heavy Object is there? Because last fucking blitzed through all of free run real fast. Did you just do that all just today? When's the first time you messaged me about free run? Was it just this morning? This is yesterday at 10 o'clock. Okay. 2 days. Heavy Object. 1 season. How many eps? 24? At 22-ish minutes. A episode. It's 5:28. Yeah, it's like 8-9 hours. You started Monday? Okay, that's how you went so fast. You went to spending all day, every day, free running. Have you managed to deduce anything, my dear fellow? My dear fellow. Oh, who do you suppose discovered the culprit in his most cunning hiding place? That's right. It was none other than the great detective before you now, Mr. Herlock Sholmes. Ah, I see. In other words, I'm in these now because of him. When I became anxious about Cosma Summer this morning, I summoned all of the crew members to force the cabin door open. And I concealed myself among their number, gaining entry to the scene of the crime. Right, that's us. Yes, luckily for everyone, the great detective Herlock Sholmes was on board. And the handcuffs seem to be an excellent fit, Mr. Naruhodo. Ah! The very moment I laid eyes on the scene, 2 facts were immediately apparent to me. Oh, really? 2 facts, you say? Ooh. Ooh! Mr. Sholmes, tell us, please. What 2 facts were apparent to you when you came into this cabin this morning? Ah, yes. But first, let us be precise. These 2 facts in question were immediately apparent to me. Yes, I understand. But what were they? Allow me to elucidate. The 2 facts that I deduced from a mere momentary glance at the scene of the crime were as follows. Number 1. The cabin was locked from within, rendering escape of the culprit out of the question. You can check if the baby gays were revealed in card reveals yet? I believe they were in the follow-up announcement the next day. I'm scrolling through real quick the Discord. La-di-da-di-da-di-da. Them. Oh shit, it didn't get put in our channel. Yeah, they support each other. They're a column. G2 Levine attacks a Vanguard while boosted by a Kane. You have a Furion Vanguard, Energy Blast 2, Return opponent's rear guard, blocks blitz orders. Yeah, they're garbage, but they're there. You can run one of each and pretend it's a Pearl Sisters. If you have a Levine in the same column, it gets 5k. So yeah, 23k column that retires something, can't be blitz ordered. And Kane's also some extra shield. It's hard to use and bad. Oh well. The cabin was locked from within, rendering escape of the culprit out of the question. Number 2. The victim was Russian and killed following a dispute with an acquaintance. Hold on, Mr. Sholmes. What made you think the victim was Russian? Observe the dying message left by the victim on the floor. That is the Russian word for wardrobe. Do you really think Kazuma-sama could have left the dying message in Russian? In their final moments, many find their native tongue filling their head. This young man, Russian. Kazuma was Russian, was he? Initially, I considered Garderobe may be the name of the killer. A certain Robert Gard, perhaps. Garderobe. But in the interest of thoroughness, I decided it would be wrong not to look inside the wardrobe there at least. Where you found Mr. Naruhodo sleeping soundly. Quite so. I found you, the renowned Russian revolutionary killer. Why is it that I'm Russian too? I observed that you were wearing the same attire as the victim. In other words, you were acquainted. And if my memory serves, that outfit is the traditional dress of the Russian people. Our school uniforms are the traditional dress of the Russian people? I had no idea. And I had no idea a detective could get something so wrong. I took a photograph of the victim and the message, that I might analyze it for possible hidden details. This was taken immediately after the young man was discovered, before the body was removed. Yes, Kazuma had already been taken away when I woke up. This is the first time I've actually seen him like this. He's just sleeping. Are you alright, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh, yes, thank you. Photograph of the crime scene has been added to the court record. Hello, Jones, you sweet boy. Can you get the fuck out of the way, please? I can't see the screen. Can I ask you something, Mr. Sholmes? What, pray? You mentioned Russia before as well, didn't you? You know, when you said I was a fearsome revolutionary fleeing from Russia and all that. Ah, yes, the train of reasoning that led me to the truth. Would you mind explaining that train of reasoning to me, do you think? Whatever that says, certainly, if it interests you. Oh, hey, yo. How many times? I'm not Russian, and I don't speak Russian. Can we talk about your deduction before? The things you concluded about me, I mean. Ah, the now famously accurate, troubling predicament you find yourself in. Actually, it was the other details that I was more hoping to discuss. You know, the merciless Russian revolutionary and assassin of 16 part? Ah yes, the more sordid details. It was a fairly commonplace deduction. Here we have this morning's paper. The main headline reads, Revolutionary Vilen Bolshevik flees Russia via Shanghai. This vessel made a port call at Shanghai yesterday, and last night the young Russian was murdered. Since when was Kazuma a Russian? It sounds like Mr. Sholmes has concluded that he was Russian because of what Kazuma-sama wrote from the floor. There's a simple act of reasoning to realize that the culprit of this crime was the same merciless revolutionary. One who had killed the very man who helped him to escape after his true identity was discovered. Yes, you, Vilen Bolshevik. No, how could it be me? I don't look anything like this man. Just look at his face! Well, you are a fearsome revolutionary after all. Therefore, you have no doubt learned to revolutionize your appearance as well. Oh, please. And I might add, your name does not appear on the ship's passenger list. Need I say more? Well, that's because I'm a stowaway. What about the other details? The 16 victims of assassination and blowing up the Crystal Tower. Ah yes, the journalist clearly interviewed the man and printed all those particulars in the article. To be honest, that is how Revolutionary Guild Utna works. I really gotta fucking get on that. I gotta be watching Ut now. Maybe getting Bubble to watch it as well. We gotta get her more into anime. She said today she was gonna rewatch Evangelion. The deeds the man has perpetrated thus far and those he is plotting. Yes, everything about this revolutionary Bolshevik was included. There can be no mistake. Do revolutionaries usually agree to interviews with newspaper reporters, I wonder? And what about the part where you said I was just returning from Afghanistan? Also quite clearly stated here in the article, Bolshevik has recently returned after a period of subversive activities in a war-torn region of Afghanistan. Where even is it anyway? This Afghanistan place. Here, take the paper for yourself, and a little memento of this great deduction. Oh, thank you. I've absorbed all that is of interest to me within its pages, but I see no rubbish bin nearby. An article on the front page of a Russian newspaper. The headline reads, Revolutionary Girl Utna flees Russia via Shanghai. And you may find the article on the back page of interest as well. On the back? Cast your eye over it sometime if the interest takes you, though you may need someone to interpret. It's all written in Russian. Couldn't hope to read it. But I suppose it wouldn't hurt just to glance at the article. Maybe there might be a picture or two. Alright, I'll look at that right now. Woman. This is interesting. Have you found something relevant, Naruto-san? Well, no, I mean, it looks like it might be interesting. I can't read a single word, I'm afraid. No, nor can I. But look at this picture. Perhaps it's about a beautiful young Russian princess, do you think? She is very pretty, isn't she? I suppose you enjoy articles like this, do you? You enjoy articles like this, do you? I don't know. I can't make any sense of it. Ah, I'm glad you've noticed this article. Ah! Allow me to give you a short summary of its contents. Oh. Pops up everywhere, this Mr. Sholmes. It's about the disappearance of a young lady last night. Renowned prima ballerina of the Novovich Ballet disappears from Shanghai. During a performance in Shanghai, the famous dancer was reported missing. She is, of course, the talented young Nikolina Pavlova. Why a Russian name so hard to remember? It would appear the woman was in costume when she was found to be missing from her dressing room. Yeah, he was in Shanghai. Sus. He speaks Russian. Mr. Sholmes was the killer the whole time. Wearing the diamond tiara you see pictured, which is worth some 20,000 rubles. Fucking this entire thing is a bit by Kazuma and Sholmes to sharpen our lawyerly instincts, to get us to teach us more lawyerism. Oh, how much is 20,000 rubles? I have no idea, but I'm quite sure it must be an unbelievable sum of money. Startle-san's eyes are shining like diamonds themselves. The tiara is the property of Novovich Ballet. It would seem the director is beside herself with worry. Yes, I'm not surprised. The company is most anxious to recover both Miss Pavlova and the valuable tiara. They've requested international assistance at all ports with sailings to Great Britain. Could this be another case of a Russian fleeing his or her country? It does seem to be the Russian thing to do. I'm not even going to dignify that with a response, Mr. Naruhodo, you racist dickhead. Making assumptions about people just because they're Russian, and also fleeing their country. Just because it happened twice, which is a 100% hit rate on the Russians you found out about so far, doesn't mean it's indicative. I'm afraid I can't read a word of Russian. No, me neither. I can read Niet. Actually, can I read Niet? Yes, I can. I can read Niet. It's H-E-T, but with in cyrillic letters, so it's not actually H-E-T. I assume it's Niet, you know? Me neither. I have no idea what any of this is. A pair of you floundering is a sorry sight. Allow me to offer some assistance. The article on the front page of this newspaper is concerned with a fearsome Russian revolutionary. Reads, Revolutionary girl Utna flees Russia via Shanghai. Yes, you told us that before. It reveals also that those who see the man's beard with their own eyes never live to tell the tale. Oh my goodness, he is fearsome. Well, presumably the newspaper photographer was alright, wasn't he? The solution is obvious, of course. If he despises his beard to that degree, he need only shave it off. I'm not quite sure that's the problem, Mr. Sholmes. Oh. Oh. I think I'm not going to get much further than this first act of this case. Before we started talking, you were examining Kazuma's desk, weren't you? Kazuma? Ah, yes, the victim. Did you notice anything useful? Anything at all? Observe for a moment the desktop of the victim. We see that the victim was engaged in penning some text. London diary. Kazuma was keeping notes of the trip. But I don't think he should read his private writings. It could upset people. Tragic. It's something you ought to perhaps elucidate before the act of reading. You mean you've read it already? It is my business to know what other people do not. Yes, believe it or not, I know a smattering of Japanese. Oh, I see. Well, you're about to know what a Sato takedown is. She's going to be fine with it because Sholmes did it. Sato-san, aren't you going to throw the detective with one of your trademark takedowns? I almost said defective. Get his ass. I'm sorry, Naruto-san. What on earth do you mean? Life is so unfair. Anyway, to return to the matter at hand, namely this diary belonging to the victim, it would appear the final sentence is incomplete, as if the author were cut short. Tell me, what is the nature of the writing? Pray be precise as to the details. Oh, but I thought you knew Japanese. A smattering, dear boy, a smattering. Same. Sayonara, bonsai, mikado. Naro naro. I trust you are suitably impressed. But this diary is littered with complicated-looking characters, of which I can read precisely none. So what was all that showing off about before, then? If you would be so kind as to show me, I would be happy to read it to you, Mr. Sholmes. I'm much obliged, my dear madam. The final entry here in Kazuma-sama's diary consists of just two short sentences. The first reads, 1:23 a.m. I can hear a faint whistling sound. A whistling sound? A whistling sound! These are very deep waters. Pray, go on. The second sentence reads, 1:35 a.m. What looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill. A speckled band? What on earth does that mean? I have no idea. I've never heard that expression before. The ventilator grill, you say? The man was presumably referring to the lattice there on the wall, which connects to the adjoining cabin. Yes, the adjoining cabin. Despite what appeared to be a speckled band. What could a speckled band possibly mean? There's no way to know. So, I believe I've given you enough to consider for the time being at least. Oh, do you have somewhere to go? As it happens, the victim's writings in his diary have piqued my interest. The matter warrants further investigation, I believe. And if I am still too long, the seasickness will take hold. Oh, I suppose you're thinking of investigating the cabin next door, which the ventilator connects to? Great detectives are a curious breed. Our minds rebel at stagnation. We crave mental exaltation. So yes, I intend to investigate. Hence, the truth will become clear soon enough. Do you think perhaps that we could go with you? No. That would be somewhat complicated. What? But why? A simple glance at your wrists should reveal the answer. Oh, these. After all, you're the prime suspect in this matter. No? There's no point trying to turn it into a question. You're the one who decided I was the culprit in the first place. Whatever do you mean? I have no recollection of naming you as the culprit at any point. You must be joking. You just said it only a moment ago. Dear me, you are clearly misguided. I would have no cause to say such a thing. Well, actually, Mr. Chance, I did hear you say that too. You're quite sure? Well, that's very strange. Did you say it? Like, yeah, saying that prime suspect. There we go. You're the prime suspect. I wouldn't have said you had the face of a criminal, you know? Not really. I wouldn't have said you had the face of a criminal, you know? Not really. So what, were you looking at my knees before? Some great detective you are. Well, anyway. That was then, and this is now. What do you mean? What I mean, sir, is this. If you are the culprit, then you must play the part more convincingly. Roll over and accept your fate. Sorry, Jones, I didn't mean to spook you. Now he's just been plain rude. And off he goes, having just laughed in my face. His sense of humour is as twisted as his name. Now, Oda-san, just what are you standing around there for? We must go and investigate the cabin next door as well. You forgetting something? What about these? There's no way I can— Hey-ya! After Kazuma spent his dying moments struggling to leave us a clue, you're willing to give up? You're just going to roll over and accept your fate? Ugh, as if you gave me any choice in the rolling over part. Do a flip. I think we still have some investigation to finish off in here first, don't we? Let's carry on examining what we can in this cabin while we wait for a chance to slip next door. Good idea. The situation doesn't look good for me, but there are still things I can do to help myself. And I owe it to Kazuma to do everything I can to find a way out of this, and bring the real culprit to justice. You're free on Saturday for watching stuff? Let's watch some stuff on Saturday. Let's watch some amount of Heavy Object and also Morbius. Is something wrong, Naruhodo-san? Hey, hang on. That's fucking Hatsunaga. Is he undercover again? I can't help feeling like I've seen him somewhere before. Oh, yes, you're right. He does look familiar. Excuse me, sir. Yes? What can I do for you? I recognize that face, but it can't be. Bling. It is! I didn't know you were here, Inspector Hosonaga. Hello again. What are you doing here? I think that should be my line. I was so stunned when I saw you, my heart stopped. Nearly stopped, I hope. Nearly stopped, I hope. I received some special orders to go undercover as a member of the crew and board this ship. Again? You certainly seem to enjoy undercover work, Inspector. If there's anything I can do to help you, please ask. I never expected to see this man on board. But perhaps his presence can help me out with this hopeless situation. Welcome home, Bubba.
Hi. Wait outside.
It's been raining. Can we have a little look-see? I think we've already looked at everything. Important. Oh, has this guy changed? Excuse me. What? I was wondering if I could ask you for a favor. Would you mind if I investigated a little outside? Grandmother told me Japanese people do not make jokes, but it is not true, I see. You're asking prison guard to help him escape? Very funny. We're in the middle of the sea. There's no chance of me escaping. Yet! You stay in this cabin until next port. Then it is up to Hong Kong police to decide what they do with you. You stay. Alright. There's no point trying to appeal to this man's better nature, that's for sure. Yep, never mind. Back to Hosonaga. So what are your special orders this time, Inspector? Look with your special orders. My brand! Yes, and why are you dressed as a member of the crew? I'm so sorry. This is all my fault. I take full responsibility. For the murder? My orders were to act as Asagi-san's bodyguard. Bad job, my dude. It was Minister of Justice Jigoku who pushed for this overseas study tour to go ahead. And he entrusted me with ensuring that Asagi-san reached Great Britain without being assassinated. Assassinated? How could that have even have been a possibility? I'm not sure. But these are complicated times. There are tensions between the world's greatest powers. Minister Jigoku said we should be prepared for all eventualities. This is incredible. I don't believe it. Kazuma-sama was assassinated. Obviously, we couldn't give Asagi-san a visible security escort. Which is why I'm undercover now, posing as one of the crew. I see. And I didn't take my eyes off him the entire time we've been on board. From morning until night, every day. But I never imagined it would happen here, inside his own cabin. Not here on the first class deck. I've failed miserably at my assignment. And Natsuki-san is dead as a result. I'm a disgrace. All I can do is humbly apologize. Inspector. So if there's anything at all that I can do to help now, just say the word. Get me out of here. We're doing what we can to investigate Kazuma's death ourselves. I thought you might be. You didn't do it, did you? You're not the killer? Of course not. We'd really like to investigate the cabin next door. Yes, so we need to be allowed out of this cabin. Sorry. What? You've been deemed a risk to the ship's safety. If you moved to even touch the handle of the cabin door, that stormy-looking seaman there would surely snap your neck in two. I suppose I'm not just a stowaway now. They think I'm a murderer as well. Would it be possible to give me something to work with, do you think? I'm going to need something persuasive. What do you mean? If I had a solid reason why the next door cabin should be investigated, for example, I'd do everything I could to persuade the captain to allow it. Really, I'd lay my life on the line if I had to. But I don't see how. There may be a way. What? Really? Think of how you tried to persuade me of your innocence now, Elden. By presenting me with a piece of evidence that you had already had in your possession. Evidence. It's just the same as when you were in court. You must have done it many times during your trial. Simply select the present panel, and choose some evidence that Inspector Hosonaga could use. So, evidence that would give us a viable reason to investigate the next door cabin, is it? Alright, yes. I think I might know what we can use. See if I can present the detective with the evidence he needs to persuade the captain. That'll be the diary, right? Oh, can I not present that? How do you present things? Oops. Do I have to examine it first? Not get anything else. 3 options back. Ah, there we go. Present this. What's that? Apple juice. It's Kazuma's diary. Just before he died, Kazuma-sama wrote something rather strange in his diary. Strange? In what way? He wrote, what looks like some kind of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill. A speckled band? It's strange. Yes, we're still trying to work out what he meant by that. But what I'd like to know is... Don't tell me. The ventilator, is it? You're very astute, Inspector. That ventilator clearly joins to the next door cabin. That's right. So if we could investigate in there, we might be able to work out what the speckled band was. Alright then. Oh. I can't leave this cabin at the moment. I'm stuck here until we arrive at the next port. Captain has given me strict orders to guard the scene of the crime, you see. I'll have to entrust the investigation to you. Really? You're willing to do that? Yes, as long as you don't leave the first-class cabin area. I'm afraid I can't remove those handcuffs, though. But what about the captain? Aren't you going against his direct orders? I'm a man of my word. And I promise you that I'll lay my life on the line if that's what it takes to convince the captain. After all, I failed to keep Asagi-san safe. This is the least I can do. Thank you. Let's seize the moment then, Naruhodo-san. Just select move, and we can leave this cabin at last. Move. Alright, let's see what we can find out. The other crewman just let us go through? He was gonna snap our neck. He was gonna rip our dicks off. He was gonna snap us in half. That's a mousetrap down there. What? Big ball of cheese? Oof, I'm finally out of that cabin. I have to admit, this isn't quite what I was expecting. It's less spacious out here than I thought it would be. And this is the most luxurious accommodation. Yes, indeed. Kazuma-sama was being sent on this study tour by the government. That's why he was being put up in a first-class cabin. Even still, this is about twice as large as my accommodation in steerage. Really? That must be awful. Oh, look over there. That's another crewman keeping watch, and he looks enormous, even if he is sitting down. The door next to him... Oh, leads to the second-class accommodation. Suppose he's making sure that no one comes in here who shouldn't. I suppose, like people in handcuffs. Naruhodo-san, you look like a little boy visiting a toy shop for the first time. I would have thought you'd be used to the ship by now. We've been at sea for 2 weeks already. Well, yes, I know, but the thing is, I was inside Kazuma's trunk when I first came aboard. And ever since then, I've been shut up inside that little wardrobe. It must have been a very trying time for you. Please, don't give me that pitying look. Let's have a little look-see. This looks like the plan of the SS Bureau. It shows each deck, look. The Bureau is a large-scale steamship with a triple-skinned hull. What a marvel of engineering. Well, it's been playing on my mind for a while now, actually, but How is it that such a huge lump of metal doesn't just sink to the bottom of the ocean? Oh, that's really quite simple, Naruhodo-san. It is? Well, consider the Japanese archipelago. The islands of Japan? Yes, they're not metal, but they are enormous lumps of earth, many, many times larger than this ship. And they don't sink, do they? They've been floating happily on the sea since the gods created them. Well, I suppose so. That's a huge book on top of the table there. And there's a pen next to it. Yes, that looks like the ship's log. Shall we have a little look through it? Why is the ship's log just sitting out in the guest area? The writing is so neat and precise. Every detail about the voyage has been meticulously recorded. You wouldn't expect a rough and ready sailor to have such beautiful handwriting. And nothing. No reaction at all. I thought he might appreciate the compliment. I'm not sure that rough and ready is much of a compliment, Naruhodo-san, even to a sailor. Anyway, last night's log is mostly blank. Presumably that means there was nothing to report? Hey, big man. Excuse me, but could I ask you something? You little stowaway murderer. That wasn't a good start, was it? Alright, let me try instead. Good day, Mr. Sailor. I'm so sorry to trouble you, but could I perhaps ask something of you? You little third-class lady's maid? Oh. We seem to have caught this sailor on a bad day, Susato-san. I am not sailor. My mother gave me name. I am senior crewman Biff Stroganoff. Ooh, the best thing is just to avoid eye contact, I think. I love you, Biff. Mr. Stroganoff. Biff Stroganoff. About this first-class cabin area. Here we are in finest part of your steamship for very important persons. What sort of very important persons? Government officials, kings and queens traveling in secret, many important persons. That is why I am always guarding this place. Gosh, that's amazing. We are plus 930, I think. Sometimes plus 1030, depending on the daylight savings. We are plus 9.5. All right, plus 930. Gosh, that's amazing. Somehow I let stupid stowaway inside. I want to pick you up and throw you in ocean, but Stroganoff is not animal. Thank you? If I may, I was wondering, is the cabin next to Miss Augie's currently occupied? What's Bubble doing? What's the sketty? Announcements. Big stream. The Thursday is moving to Friday, so yeah, Saturday's available. Saturday we are open to watch some stuff. Da! Susato-san, did you understand that? It sounded like da. 4:30 AM? What the fuck? Huh? We're 8.5 hours ahead. So, usual stream time at 7 would be like 10:30? Right? Just like normal morning? Or 8.5 behind. No, you're pretty close to Greenwich Mean. So yeah, you're at +1. I don't know. It's probably Russian for yes or no. Genius. It is not permitted to visit other cabins without invitation. Ah! Oh yeah, gotta keep bullying into one more episode. We gotta watch... Yeah, okay. Yeah, what's the overlap time to watch all of Heavy Object? Which it would be like 8 to 9 hours. We finish here at like 11, then we're starting here at 2, which is 14, which is 8.5 ahead of you, which is, yeah, like 7 AM or something. Maybe 6 AM? Yeah, it's a bit of a rough one. It sounds like there is somebody in the next door cabin at least. Yes, it's tantalizing. Could you tell us who's traveling in the cabin next to Miss Arsegi's? His name is Mr. Grimsby Roylott. Yeah, Grimsby, but 8 legs! He is very important Western gentleman. Western gentleman? Do not think about it. He has nothing to do with murder of student boy. How can you be so sure about that? Mr. Roylott is authentic Western gentleman. Such a man would have no interest in lowly student from insignificant Fiery Silence. That's harsh. Could you tell us when Mr. Roylott came aboard? That is not your business. Come to think of it, even though we've been at sea for 2 weeks now, and I've been in Cosmo's cabin the entire time, I've never once heard anything from the next door cabin, or even felt like there's anyone there. Well, presumably, since this gentleman is occupying one of the first-class cabins, he must be rather important. Is that right? That is not your business. Are you on watch here all the time, Seaman Stroganov? Seaman stroking off? Da, all time. So criminals like you cannot come in or get out. I wonder, could you tell us anything about last night at all? It is sad about student boy. Were you on watch last night as well? Of course. And did you notice anything at the time? Anything unusual? Niet! Son, did you understand that? It was clear. No. No, it wasn't. I mean, yeah, it was a no. In meaning. But it sounds like niet. See what I was talking about? H-E-T? H is pronounced niet. And that's the entirety of Cyrillic. I know. Not even necessarily Cyrillic, just Russian. Maybe other languages that use the Cyrillic alphabet pronounce it differently. 1 PM our time gives time for breaks. Yep. Yeah, so we got a morb. We got to watch at least a couple episodes of Heavy Object, and we'll find some other stuff. Bubble has been wanting to watch a couple things as well. Movie night and day and morning. And you didn't hear any strange noises? Or sense anything was wrong in some way? I said no! Sorry. I'm not so sure. I could have sworn that he wouldn't catch my eye for a moment there. This is enough. I cannot say more now. Oh. It is time for me to report to Captain. You must return to cabin. Yes, alright. Bulkhead to second-class area is staying locked at all times. You escape when the lobster whistles on top of the mountain, or as English say, when the pigs fly. Is that before that? Bulkhead locked all times. Yes, I understand. When lobster whistles on top of a mountain. That's a hell of a idiom. Good. Now we can investigate this area properly, shall we? Definitely. I gotta see this fucking mousetrap. Ah, a trap for catching mice. Yes, we have plenty of those back home in Japan. Although they seem to be using a lump of chalk or something as bait. Let me see. Yes, I think that's what it's called. Cheese. It's made from the milk of cows. Cheese. I wonder what that tastes like. You can't eat it, Naruhodo-san. The trap will snap shut on your fingers. Really? But... I suppose you're right. You weren't actually going to try it, were you? All I've had to eat for the past couple of weeks is Kazuma's leftovers. You don't know how hungry I've been in that wardrobe. Poor you. I'll find a little snack for you later. Oh, that cheese is looking pretty good, though. Where to advertise on Discord? Oh, I don't know. I want to look at the Discord and think about these kind of things. Yeah, probably I'll make a server announcement when I'm done streaming. Or we can just say in general, hey, let's fucking watch some video. Some videos. Let's watch some anime. Let's watch some true filmer. What do you think this is? It's a very pleasing shape, isn't it? Oh, quite pleased by the shape. That's the emergency alarm. It's probably best not to touch it. Oh, an alarm. It says, press only in times of emergency. It looks as though it sets alarm bells ringing all over the ship and brings the vessel to a complete stop. Oh, this I have to see. What are you doing now, Naruhodo-san? You mustn't touch it. But this is an emergency situation. Just look at these handcuffs. You know full well that's not what the alarm is for. If you were to bring this vessel to a standstill for no good reason, you'd be in an even worse situation. Ah, I wish everything would just stop. This ship included. If you have to do something foolish, at least make it something that doesn't affect anyone else. What else can we look at? I want to do the door last in case it progresses to the next area. Oh, never mind. Oh, hang on. There we go. The button went away, but the keyboard key still works. That's the way to the second class area of the ship. It should be locked. Is something wrong? I was thinking about making a run for it. Just for a moment. Things aren't exactly going well for me. I might be wrong, but I imagine the moment you reach for the handle of the door, that burly seaman would surely shoot you dead. I'd surely be shot with seaman. Sorry, by a seaman. Oh dear, I'm sorry. Perhaps I went a little too far there. No, I started with my talk of running away. And there's no way I could run away while Kazuma's death remains a mystery anyway. And also we're in the middle of the ocean and your hands are manacled. You foolish boy. Okay, I think we're good. Onward to glory. This is it. This is the cabin next to ours. The one the ventilator connects to. Yes, the ventilator from which Kazuma-sama wrote that he saw a speckled band emerging. Maybe whoever's in this cabin can help solve that particular mystery. Let's ask. Oops. Knock, knock, open up the door, it's real. The non-stop pop-up, stainless steel. Stop. With semen? Oh, sounds like they've got a Glock. Is that what that sounds like? The Glocks famously shoot that. We're out of luck, it seems. There's no one in there to help with our inquiries. How annoying. Ah! What was that? It came from inside the cabin. Such a high-pitched scream. It must have been a woman. Stand aside. I'm about to break the door down. Mr. Sholmes! Sharply stopped. When the fit is on me, I revel in kicking doors off their hinges. Please, wait, Mr. Sholmes. The door doesn't appear to be bolted. Doesn't? Then how the deuce did it kind of dispatch this muscular urge? What, pray, can I kick? I think we should go in. There's no time to think about stress relief. You know what? I think it's time for a cliffhanger. Don't know what's going to be inside that room, but we're going to get to it next time, because I am tired and my voice is going again. Let's drink some more Appy juice. Yum. And my bedtime alarm is also going off. So, we're saving. We're ending for tonight. I'll be back with Ace Attorney again next Wednesday. For that, Bubble on Friday. We'll be playing a random game for the penultimate? Yes, penultimate day of her subathon, VTuber subathon debut schedule. What's she gonna play? There's no way to know. It's gonna be something cool, or it's gonna be something garbage. Then, apparently, we're gonna be watching some shit on Saturday. Some good stuff, some bad stuff. We'll just find something to do. Then, Sunday, one more day of VTuber. The true ultimate day, the final day, dawn of the final day. Her milestones will be finished up. I think, yeah, we're never getting to 1,000 points. That's not a challenge, Fire Fan. So, yeah. Well, we have to do some giveaways. Maybe, I assume we're going to be doing that end of stream on the Sunday. And by we, I mean she. We got a meme? Hell yeah. I'll look at that in a second. And we'll have to organize a day to play League of Legends, which is going to be absolutely awful for everyone involved. Or it'll be alright. Oh, inside you there are 2 wolves. Yes. And you know what? It doesn't make a whole lot more sense. Why is the menu music supposed to be a menu layer? I don't know. Probably because of how much I want to be a millionaire. If you're not scared, no, or whatever. Can I add this somehow? You know what? No, it's fine. We don't need to see that. Sure as a meme. Right. Yep. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Big weekend full of game. And then Ace Attorney back again next Wednesday. Good night. Bye-bye. Fare thee well. I have saved my game, you fucking liar. But let's be sure. Bye-bye!